have the ability to turn to Diogo Dalot, Bruno Fernandes, Yuri Tielemans. A bit of a shame that there's no Mateus Cunha and there's no Senna Lomans for reasons of illness, as we had Michael Carrick talking to us about a little bit earlier on. But having Dalot, Fernandes and Tielemans available to you just gives you another level to go to, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does. Obviously been away with the World Cup, but now they're back, and they'll be raring to go with some minutes in today's game, with a view to perhaps increasing that on Wednesday night and hopefully playing a full game, which everybody is perhaps going to need. I don't know how Michael Carrick's going to juggle it, but you want to make sure that virtually every player in your squad that's been around this pre-season tour has had a full 90 minutes under his belt at some point.
Teams in the tunnel here. Manchester United back in red after a couple of games in blue. Holder of the Premier League assist record for a single season, and Manchester United skipper Bruno Fernandes wanders towards the substitutes bench, where he will join that man, Yuri Tielemans, who joined Manchester United this summer. I think we're both quite excited to see what he's got. Michael Carrick has got a wealth, really, of central midfielders now to choose from. And the first task for all of them is going to be, how on earth do you displace Andre Santos or Mason Mount, who have been exemplary over the course of the first 3 games?
Well, it's going to be extremely difficult, especially if they keep performing the way that we've seen them do so far. Michael Carrick is extremely fortunate to have so much talent at his disposal, but as we know, we're probably looking at 4 players here for what's perhaps going to only be 2 positions, depending on what system he decides to go with. It's a nice headache to have, don't get me wrong, but at some point he is actually going to have to assemble those into a starting 11, and somebody's going to be disappointed.
Yeah, the other thing to point out, of course, is that Manchester United are going to be fighting on 4 fronts this season: Premier League, Champions League and the 2 domestic cup competitions. The squad is going to be required. Every player in the squad is going to be required as we go through the season. The real trick is going to be making sure that everybody's ready to go at any point.
I think he's got that in abundance, because he's been there and he's done that, Michael Carrick. He understands what it's like to be in a dressing room where players are going to be disappointed at times, but also that the next game they might be there and they need to be ready, and that is the way this season is going to go. Everybody that you've seen in pre-season here, I am sure, will get many more games than perhaps they think they might at this stage.
It's a PSG side that isn't full of the superstars that we're used to seeing. A lot of those players still making their way back. You know, very similar to England, where, you know, we're still waiting on Kobbie Mainoo and Marcus Rashford to return to Manchester United. PSG are still waiting for a lot of their French players to return, and that means that they're not quite at full strength. They're also having a very short pre-season, so just 2 games before they're playing the Super Cup against Villa. That was Mallorca in midweek, Manchester United today, then they've got Villa, but then they're almost straight into into their equivalent of the Charity Shield.
They are, yeah. I think, I can't remember whether it's either Rennes or Lens they play next weekend, and straight away after this game they're into the competitive element of their season without really having too much time to prepare with matches in pre-season.
It's one of those situations that you look at it and think, maybe that's a little bit light in terms of preparation. Manchester United certainly should be further forward in terms of their preparations for the season.
Definitely. I think the way United have gone about it and the way they do every pre-season, they play 5 or 6 games, which I think is the minimum requirement really to go into such a long season. 2 and very, very close together without having the main contingent ready, PSG, I don't think is quite enough.
From a playing point of view, if you can sort of remember back to when you were playing football, 5, 6 games?
Give me a couple of minutes. Yeah.
5 or 6 games. Is that about match rhythm, about getting minutes in your legs, about feeling ready, about sharpness?
Yeah, obviously getting the minutes in your legs is the important thing, and you build that up, and when you're building that up, you're building up the confidence, obviously, with results, and you're building up the sharpness as well, which you should be just about feeling once the season comes to kicking off.
Speaking of kicking off, we're not a million miles away from getting this one underway at a stadium that has seen world records fall. It's also had a little bit of structural issue back in the 1980s when Bruce Springsteen decided to play here. they had a bit of a problem. £3 million worth of damage because everybody was dancing a bit too much. Apparently moving rhythmically in time to the music, and it caused damage to the stadium. Had to move David Bowie out, said you couldn't play here. Off he went to somewhere else back in the 80s. Not now, all repaired, concrete pillars now all the way down to the bedrock at the Alevi Stadium to alleviate that issue. So, Manchester United against Paris Saint-Germain at the Alevi Stadium in Gothenburg. Referee blows the whistle and we are underway. And the immediate thought process from PSG is to go long. I have a funny feeling they might have been aiming for a throw-in. He's overdone it and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. I mean, I don't like that anyway. I think that is something that you would use at the back end of games when you're trying to alleviate pressure. You want to keep hold of the ball when you first kick off.
Knocked forward by United. Brian Mbeumo picks up Dorgu, and Brian Mbeumo's got an opportunity here to try and get back at Zabarnyi. He's knocked to the ground. Brian Mbeumo trying to turn on the Jets early doors.
I think he just got his body in, didn't he, Zabarnyi? At one point he looked favourite there, Brian Mbeumo, but the direction of the ball just span into his path. Zabarnyi
managed to get the block in. Not sure Zabarnyi was going to be a match for pace with Brian Mbeumo. Used his physicality. Kvaratskhelia against Mason Mount. It comes at left back, across now to Pacho. Zabarnyi to the right hand side, and David Bolly picked up by Mayulu. Now back out to Bolly. Lacey, it's nice and tight. Patrick Dorgu closes down. PSG scoop the ball away. Great start from both sides, but PSG looking to break away here. Mayulu switches it. Forward to Fernandez, ball across and turned home. Mbaye with the right-footed effort into the... Manchester United 0.
It was a bright start by United at one end, and then PSG, some nice intricate football, and then the big switch to Kvaratskhelia as the ball was played forward and then into the box. I mean, you'd have to have another look. My initial thought was that he'd just gone slightly beyond Aiden Heaven, but no, he's quite clearly onside. Unfortunately for Heaven, the outstretched leg just didn't quite make it to divert it away from the forward.
It's a lovely little darting run, isn't it, from Ibrahim Mbaye?
It's a good ball into the box. It's a difficult one to defend anyway, even if Aiden Heaven had got something on it. He could have inadvertently turned it into his own net, but Mbaye was there just behind him, lurking. Give his side an early lead.
Ball's been given away, and Kvaratskhelia racing towards the edge of the area. Shot comes in, Tom Heaton's down sharply to it. It's going to have to make a second save, which he does brilliantly. And Tom Heaton showing his quality.
Yeah, it's class from Tom Heaton. Up very, very quickly.
Ahmad to Lacey. Lacey's bent that perfectly into the path of Mazraoui. Streamlined Nous Mazraoui, pulled back to Ahmad. Right-footed back towards Andre Santos. It was actually Aiden Heaven that picked it up. A lovely threaded pass from Shea Lacey to pick out Nous Mazraoui.
It was.
Shaw. Mbeumo. Patrick Dorgu. To Mbeumo, and now Shaw again.
I think it's only fair that you point out, you know, just as Michael Carrick has done with his squad, PSG have done the same, and they have some very talented youngsters, and by the goal scorer being definitely one of them.
Lovely flick from Ahmad, and then Brian Mbeumo tries to set him on his way, but Ivorian unable to catch that before it crosses the whitewash.
Piece of goalkeeping from one of the things that goalkeepers work so hard on is getting back to your feet very, very quickly to recover, and he does that brilliantly, Tom Heaton.
Also, the bravery to just launch yourself at the feet of players like that is spectacular from Tom Heaton. He's done very well. It's just a little reminder, Tom Heaton, his next birthday, he'll be 41 years old.
Amazing.
More sprightly than you and I, that's for certain.
I will not be arguing that point with you, Liam.
Luke Shaw steps in. Good challenge. We were watching just before this game got underway. Game in 2018-19 between Manchester United and Paris Saint-Germain. Luke Shaw was playing in that one for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side at the time. Had a good game.
That's a foul throw.
It's a friendly, Ben. They're never going to be picked up for that in a friendly, are they?
No.
But it was. Bacho to Zabarnyi. Manchester United been behind before in this pre-season campaign. Shown plenty of character to get themselves back into those games. Didn't quite manage it against Wrexham, but certainly against Atleti. Went behind early. Went on to win that one. Damp in Gothenburg. City. Last time I was in Gothenburg, 2023. It was very warm. Paris Santos looking to try and get himself into the penalty area, cleared away by Zabarnyi. Luke Shaw looking for a willing recipient. Evan, back to Maguire. Mazraoui. Lacey digs it up towards Burmo. Burmo's flicked header is just wide, but it's good movement from United down the right.
Yeah. Good ball from Ahmad into the path of Shea Lacey. Finds himself in a little bit of space. Perfect example of not actually needing to beat somebody before you can put in a decent cross, and that was just unfortunate. The contact from Brian Burmo wasn't where he wanted it.
First time ball can often be lethal, can't it? Catches everybody out, puts everybody on the back foot. Safanov to Zabarnyi. Ukrainian comes out to the right-hand side, and David Bolly, who's closed down quickly by Luke Shaw and deflects out for a throw-in. Manchester United won't be too dispirited by the start. I know they've gone a goal down, but they've been more than a match for PSG so far.
Yeah, they won't worry. They'll just be looking to build on recent performances.
I think that's a foul throw as well. The right foot's in the field of play. Mazraoui plays this back to Heaton. This time pass to Aidan Heaven. Shaw. Santos to Patrick Dorgu. Dorgu is fouled. He took a little bit of time to... Oh, as he said, throw in. I'm sure it was a foul in the end.
He certainly gets a nudge in the bottom of his back.
I think the throw-in is what's been given. Paris Santos stretching, finds Lacey. Lacey receives the same treatment as Patrick Dorgu a moment ago, and then Ronaldo throws the ball away in a pre-season friendly. Harry Maguire wearing the captain's armband today. At least until we see Bruno Fernandes, if he comes off the bench. I'm sure that Michael Carrick will be wanting to give those players some minutes.
Yeah.
It's them ready for Hull on the 22nd. Manchester United's opening fixture. Patrick Dorgu.
Yeah.
Tenacious.
Really good from Dorgu, but David Bolle shying away from the easy option back to his goalkeeper. And then creating an angle to either get it back or for him just to clear up the field. Overcooks it, and Dorgu steps in really well.
Good footwork from Shea Lacey to keep Manchester United in possession. Harry Maguire. Mazraoui. Heaven doesn't have an option out to the left-hand side, so returns this to Tom Heaton. No nonsense from the Englishman. United win the second ball. Lacey looking to work that through. Brian Mbeumo just caught slightly on his heels there. Clever from Shea Lacey. He's having a couple of minutes to forget.
I think Luke Shaw's taking advantage that he has sort of no real direct opponent, and he's pushing really high to go and close down. You see his position here.
It's a foul from Zabani. Manchester United just trying to find the gaps, push the buttons, aren't they? Paris Saint-Germain. It's good tidying up from Andre Santos, who's been excellent so far. You and I were wondering whether he may well have been the player of pre-season so far, Andre Santos, who just seems to cover an inordinate amount of ground.
Well, there's been so many good performers that have stood out for me. Him being one of them, Mason Mount being another, Lenny Yoro, mainly because of his switch of position, but it hasn't affected his performances. But certainly, Andre Santos, I really like the look of how he reads the game. The fact that he seems to take great pride in keeping hold of the ball, but yet is not afraid to try and make things happen with his passes in between the lines.
It's a great pass from Harry Maguire. Patrick Dorgu gets into the penalty area. Turned away by PSG. Ball?
Yeah, it was.
Been given. Manchester United will have the throw-in, but what about that for a kick-out from Maguire?
Well, 3 times in nearly as many minutes that he's switched from right to left. It's a lovely touch from Patrick Dorgu as well, and his second one takes him past Bolle.
Maguire through the lines again. Mbeumo. Ahmad and Mazraoui, just a breakdown in communication.
Pace is good.
This was the build-up to the goal. Scalia gets it down the left and finishes a good one from Mbaye. Aiden Heaven. Short times that tackle perfectly. Andre Santos. It's good from Heaven to find Ahmad. I think Luis Mazraoui has channeled his inner Brian Mbeumo with the haircut beard combination.
It's a great ball, left to right this time.
Patrick Dorgu with the switched wings. Ball back to Ahmad. Andre Santos. Mason Mount. Opens up that in step and pops the ball forward. Now into Ahmad on the edge of the area. Congested on the edge of the PSG box. Dorgu force it into the area, hurriedly cleared away. Oh. Harry Maguire has pretty much sent Kvaratskhelia for a butty there, hasn't he? Given away by Aidan Heaven. The challenge from Aidan Heaven is clumsy, but it's going to allow Paris Saint-Germain to pour forward again and buy with another effort, and it's up and over the top.
Brilliant from Santos.
And a yellow card handed out to Aidan Heaven.
Yeah, I don't think he can have too many complaints, but it's brilliant defending from Andre Santos, it really is. I think he's just going to take that and move on.
Yeah.
It's fabulous recovering from Santos.
How many times have we said over the course of this pre-season, it is astonishing how much ground he covers?
Yeah.
Came out of nowhere.
And he needed to there as well, because Mbaye definitely looked favourite to get his shot off.
Scalia still feeling the effects of the tackle from Aidan Heaven. Luis Enrique, typically animated on the touchline, and Michael Carrick exhibiting his trademark calmness in his technical area. There's the intervention again from Andre Santos that Ben was talking about. Just enough.
He had absolutely no right. Amazing piece of defending.
Short corner routine from the Parisians. Mason Mount goes out to try and put some pressure on the ball. Headed away by Maguire. Up by Luke Shaw, away by Andre Santos, and now Manchester United pushing forward with Shea Lacey. Slide rule pass into the feet of the Ivorian Ahmad. One end of the field to the other from Manchester United. That was quick as a flash. Shaw. To Mbermo, and Mbermo can't get the pass out to left-hand side and Patrick Dorgu. Fernandes to Zabani. Fire William Pacho. Zabani closing him down. And that press from Manchester United. Look how many players still in the final third of the field. Ahmad. Andre Santos with a clever pass down the right-hand side to Ahmad. It's good football from Mason Mount, keeps it moving. Mazraoui. Mbermo looking to get it back to Mazraoui, who is fouled on the edge of the area. And then Patrick Dorgu has just laser beamed one from the edge of the 18-yard box into the kneeling Nous Mazraoui. Deflected away.
Yeah, good break from Mazraoui. Just sees the gap, gets his body in. Gets the free kick anyway.
Which is the right decision.
Certainly it was. Mayulu definitely impeded him.
Well, that's a change for Manchester United, and it's Mason Mount that's had to make way. Tyler Fletcher on to replace him. That is not what Michael Carrick or Mason Mount will want to be dealing with at this stage of pre-season. Hopefully it is precautionary. The Manchester United head coach, just to make sure that there are no issues.
Well, we sincerely hope not.
Bomo, brilliant effort. Diving stop from Paris Saint-Germain. It was at a savable height, wasn't it? But excellent. Really well struck. Confirmation of that substitution just flashed across the bottom of your screen as Manchester United look to get forward again with that long ball from Harry Maguire. Second ball won by Brian Mbeumo, finds Andre Santos. Down by Ahmad. Hooked on by Andre Santos. Forward off the heels of the defender. Patrick Dorgu unable to get on the end of it. I've got some competition for the goalkeeping spot this season. Paris Saint-Germain.
They signed a goalkeeper, haven't they?
Sandro Longoni come into the team.
I think thus far he's their only signing.
Yes, their only summer signing. Went from AC Milan. Potential one for the future, only 18 years old. Backup role for Safanov. Manchester United, a couple of goalkeepers on the bench today. Dermot Mee, who we're used to seeing with this first team group, really important part of the goalkeeping group at Manchester United, Dermot. And the other one, a name that you may not be familiar with if you haven't seen any academy football with MUTV over the last season or two, and that's Freddie Heath. Playing with the under-18s. Very tall goalkeeper, 6'7"-ish. Another one for the future. We're talking about goalkeepers. Good luck to Altay Bayindir, who's off out on loan, and good luck to Radek Vitek too, who signed his deal with Middlesbrough a little earlier today. Chance maybe coming for Manchester United. Ahmad Mazraoui takes a touch, spins the cross in off the head of Patrick Dorgu. He's cleared away by Paris Saint-Germain, but that's a real opportunity, Ben.
Great ball. It was a really good ball. It's just a shame that Brian Mbeumo couldn't get that ball out of his feet because Patrick Dorgu was free in the middle, but when the ball broke out to Nous Mazraoui on that right-hand side, he put in a lovely ball. Dorgu couldn't quite direct the header. It's been muscled out of it.
Swept forward, but Lacey was in an offside position to start with, so flag goes up on the far side. Patrick Dorgu's been heavily involved in the opening quarter of the game.
Yeah. He's playing a more inverted role, isn't he, as well? Just allowing Luke Shaw to commandeer that left-hand side. Just got to make sure they don't get caught on the counter-attack. A little bit like the challenge that Santos came across and made.
Santos to Ahmad. Fletcher. Mazraoui. Tyler Fletcher. And if this is the first game that you've seen with us on MUTV over the course of this pre-season, welcome along. Tyler Fletcher, the twin brother of Jack Fletcher, who's also on the bench. The sons of Darren, the under-18s league coach for Manchester United, and what a player he was. Shaw. Fletcher to Harry Maguire. Paris Santos. Taking the number, Paris Santos. All of the squad numbers that you see are subject to change before the beginning of the season. Black stays down against Brian and Burmo.
Great ball.
Yeah. They're all subject to change, but at the moment, Andre Santos wearing the number of his countryman Fred, who also played in that 2018-19 game that we were talking about a little bit earlier. The best things about Fred in that game was the protection that he gave to Marcus Rashford before the penalty. Steamed in, prevented anybody getting anywhere near him. Wide open the stadium, there's no roof, the sound does tend to go out, and find very much with audiences outside of the UK. They are there to appreciate what's going on in front of them, maybe don't make quite as much vociferous noise as fans at Old Trafford. Guarantee it's packed full with Manchester United fans today. Zabarnyi. It was a move that took us both by surprise, I think, when we saw it. Zabarnyi going to Paris Saint-Germain, but found that position. Kvaratskhelia. Ahmad shows him out of the penalty area. Here is Zabarnyi. Volley, infield, to and by.
Santos, brilliant.
And there he is again, Andre Santos, this time in an attacking sense. Gives this back to Tyler Fletcher, who keeps his feet. Leaves this alone for Ahmad. Fletcher. Lacey. Slides that into the path of Dorgu. Shaw goes infield. Dorgu gets the cross in. Safanov with the save.
That's not a bad ball. Good anticipation also from the goalkeeper, Safanov. Comes and dives outside his 6-yard box. Good play from Tyler Fletcher as well, letting that ball come across his body. In the half turn, able to open himself out, give himself more options.
So much credit needs to be given to these Manchester United academy players in this pre-season campaign, because they've been excellent. Really important part. And Shea Lacey at number 10, deputising for Bruno Fernandes. He's not looked out of place in the last couple of games. Ahmad takes it infield to Fletcher. Hayden Heaven skips past his man. To Burmo. That was shoved to the ground.
Yeah.
Surely that's a shoulder. Referee says no. By fleet-footed Ben. It's like watching you in your prime. That quick. You weren't slow.
I am now.
So I was going to say, it's not often I leave you speechless. You struggled to find a response to that, didn't you? Zabarnyi. This is David Boly. By Patrick Dorgu, penalised for the foul on David Boly. Hoists the right back to his feet.
no more in that than there was the one he didn't give seconds ago for Brian Mbeumo being shoved to the floor.
Agreed. Busy week if you want to keep up to date with the pre-season football for Manchester United. More on that in a second as we wait for this free kick from Paris Saint-Germain. Header comes in safely into the waiting arms of Tom Heaton. So you've got this one today in a friendly, in inverted commas, against Leeds at Croke Park on Wednesday. Manchester United on a week's stop just outside Dublin. They'll be together for a while with the full squad back together. An opportunity for them to make sure that everybody is right up and ready for the start of the season. And then a fixture against AC Milan following Saturday. And then after that, it is the start of the season.
It is.
22nd against Hull. Brian Mbeumo breaks away. Options right, left. Which way is he going to go? Brian Mbeumo pokes it out to Ahmad, just too far ahead of the Ivorian. Makes the most of it though, Ahmad. It's good retreating from Dro Fernandez. Nips the ball away. Ayari.
By the way, a minute ago, that's the second time that Harry Maguire has embarrassed Kvaratskhelia by just dancing past him.
Honestly, I'm here for it. More of that, please, Harry. Just make a highlight reel of Harry Maguire taking on Micha Kvaratskhelia. Good tackle from Ahmad. Ahmad. And Mbeumo! Manchester United a level. Made by the Ivorian. Finished by the man from Cameroon. Paris Saint-Germain 1, Manchester United 1.
Well, it's a feature that I love about Ahmad's game. He's not only his ability to be able to go past players, but the way that he presses. And it came to the fore there. On top, straight away. He had no rights, really. And he took that ball away from Kukaba. And then plants it firmly into the path of Brian Mbeumo, and he does the rest. A lovely finish, exactly where it needs to go, across Safanov, into the bottom corner, and United deservedly level. Really, really good goal, but the pressing from Ahmad, and then the pass, brilliant.
You don't need to show Ahmad much of the ball at all, but when Kukaba shows him that much of the ball, there's only really going to be one winner, and he just opens out that left leg, manages to nip it away, take it on, picks out Mbeumo brilliantly. He takes a touch to set himself, and the finish is excellent from Brian Mbeumo. And that is 3 in his last.
There was hardly a gap between the touch and the shot, and Safanov just did not have time. He may have known what Brian Mbeumo was going to do, but he had no way of stopping it, because the forward unleashed his shot really quickly from his instant control. But they deserve to be level.
Tyler Fletcher penalised for the foul. An awful lot in that one. If you're just joining us, maybe you've just seen that goal, decided to tune in. Tyler Fletcher onto the field for Mason Mount, who's had to go off in the opening stages of this one. As we said at the time, hopefully just precautionary for Mason Mount, who has been excellent during the start of the pre-season campaign. Free kick given away. Kvaratskhelia. Take on Mazraoui. Clever ball into the box. Still not dealt with by United. That's a great tackle from Harry Maguire. And a brilliant pass out from Harry Maguire as well. And here comes Ahmad down the right-hand side. He's just a bit isolated, but he keeps going, the diminutive Ivorian. And now he's going to try and find a pass to Dorgu, which is well cleared by Zabarnyi.
Yeah. Superb couple of minutes from Ahmad. Surrounded by PSG shirts. He still manages to dance away from one, inside another, forcing Zabarnyi into safety for a throw-in.
It is not far away from reaching its intended target. all the world with Ahmad with 4 or 5 PSG shirts around him. Thought that he was going to lose out, but keeps hold of possession and sets up the opportunity as well.
Well, in his first game back last week against Atleti, he was superb for the 45 minutes he was on the field. He's showing it again here.
Fouled by Sabani. Andre Santos. Fired at Ahmad. Needed to have been Zlatan Ibrahimovic really to had any chance of getting on the end of that. And back by Andre Santos. Dorgu thinks about the reverse and then gives it to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw stands one back up into the penalty area. Ahmad, is there a push? The referee says no. Lacey can't keep it in on the far side of the field. Well, your arm went up. You thought there was
definitely
a push in the back.
Yeah, there was definitely contact there, and I think you can tell by Ahmad's reaction. Lovely little ball clipped into the middle, and just as he's going to head it, I mean, it's blatant.
He's got his hands up, Ben. He didn't mean it, surely.
I think it was William Pacho. He knew he was never going to get there, and he's gambled, and it's paid off, but it shouldn't have done.
Fletcher just missing out on stealing the ball. Zabani. Stro Fernandez. Forward by Beraldo. Hit away by Luke Shaw. Great tackle from Patrick Dorgu. Ahmad finds Burmo. Look at Nous Mazraoui busting a gut to get up there. And Burmo into the feet of Dorgu. Something building for Manchester United. Dorgu back across to Andre Santos. Just loses control and is forced over by the foul. And Manchester United have the free kick.
Good break. Started with a brilliant tackle in the middle of the park from Patrick Dorgu, perfectly timed. I mean, it was a foul, but there was less in that than the penalty that he didn't give. But
if the referee's buying what you're selling, take it all day.
Yeah, Andre Santos, again, an outstanding half from him.
Manchester United have come roaring back into it after conceding the early goal. They have been the better side for the majority of this first half.
I completely agree.
Well, Safanov was equal to the last free kick that Manchester United took. Brian Burmo's going to have another go here, left-footed towards a corner, and another flying save from Safanov.
That was tremendously well struck. Very, very good save from Safanov, but a great strike from Brian Burmo. Tell you what, that is nestling right in the top corner.
Take a little flick off the wall, which I think is what loops it. Maybe takes just enough off it for Safanov to get there. And Burmo's delivery has been brilliant in the first 3 games. What's he got here? It's another good ball towards the back post, and Harry Maguire's looping header over the top. A push on Safanov from Andre Santos is what has been given by the referee. It's another great ball from Brian Burmo. Oh, it's Shea Lacey, isn't it?
Yeah, it was Shea Lacey. If that's what it was given for. Another look. It wasn't much of a run-up either, but he did hit it extremely well.
Safanov closed down quickly. Zabani closed down by Lacey. Reads that well. I think he's a little unlucky. Mayulu goes down. Not sure there's much in that either, Ben.
No. He's been a little bit inconsistent, the referee, with things that he's given and things that he haven't, and they have a tendency to be very, very similar. He just decides to give one minute and not one the next.
Brilliant from Ahmad again. He's won the ball back in the area. Can he pull it back? Does so to Lacey. Ends up on the edge of the box with Andre Santos. Poke forward to Dorgu. Dorgu back to Andre Santos. Across to Fletcher. Fletcher moves this on to Ahmad. A brilliant sliding intervention from Kvaratskhelia. Knocks it behind for the corner.
Again, Ahmad. And you look at his work rate to get... There's very, very few better than him in the Premier League at closing down and getting his toe in. People don't realise just how quick he is and how even if he seems a certain distance away, he can cover the ground.
And from a Burma, Maguire was there. Couldn't quite get his forehead to it, Harry Maguire. Thinks it should be a corner, but referee decides otherwise.
It's a flatter delivery from... Still went quite high, actually. I don't think it went as high as his other one. There was a very obvious target in Harry Maguire.
I think it did take a touch. I can understand why Maguire would be claiming for it. Ahmad and Burmo. Back to Ahmad. Ahmad's going to have a go left-footed straight at Safanov. Manchester United finding space all the way down that right-hand side.
Yeah, and because PSG are trying to play out from the back and it's not working because of how United have set themselves, they're forced into going long, and 9 times out of 10 when you go long, especially when you're having to do it under pressure, you're going to lose the ball. And again, as we've said in previous pre-season games, United, even though they went behind, they haven't panicked and they've been the better team.
Shea Lacey gets Manchester United moving. Luke Shaw sends it across. Luis Mazraoui. Back to Andre Santos. Now Tyler Fletcher. Manchester United with numbers committed forward again. Pinning Paris Saint-Germain to the edge of the penalty area. Burma to Andre Santos. To Dorgu. Dorgu was always a bit of a challenge with 3 Paris Saint-Germain players around him. Andre Santos will commit the foul here on Kvaratskhelia. It's a real multi-use stadium, this, the LAV. Bruce Springsteen, Slayer, Megadeth, Iron Maiden, Metallica.
No, you're tough.
You're a big Maiden fan, aren't you?
I am. Not the others that you mentioned.
Not Metallica?
Oh, Metallica, yeah, not Anthrax or Megadeth. That's too much for me, that. I do like Iron Maiden.
Also used for athletics meetings as well. I think I mentioned in the last game that this is the stadium where Jonathan Edwards set the triple jump world record, which still stands today.
1829.
Excellent knowledge from you. Superb. We've got a quiz on Thursday night. Come in.
If they ask that question, I'll be all right.
Or anything about Metallica. Into the box from Mayulu. Dealt with by Luke Shaw. Just had to get something on it to lift it away from the man at the back post. Does exactly that. The experience of Luke Shaw telling.
Yeah, I think the idea was for him to clear it with his left foot. I think outside of his left foot. As long as he got something on it, then Mbaye was never going to be able to get on the end of that.
You can hear Tom Heaton Handing out the instructions. Ready for this corner. Outswinger from Kvaratskhelia, headed away by Mbermo. Pushed back into the box. Shouts of out to push Manchester United to the edge of the 18-yard box. Meulu. Kvaratskhelia. 1 minute of time added on at the end of the first half. Forward by Beraldo. Too much on that one. He bounces once and behind, and that should carry Manchester United into half-time, and they'll be pretty pleased, Ben.
Yeah, they will. They will. We're just having a look again at the goal. Ahmad fast becoming one of the best in the business at closing people down and turning his team into an attack.
He is a nightmare for defenders
Nightmare.
who want to hold the ball.
They think they've got time, and he's just on them.
Covers the ground so fast, doesn't he?
That's one. He might be diminutive, but that's one of the things I really admire about him is his aggression.
Dorgu. Just to keep going, Patrick Dorgu. Half-time whistle goes and Manchester United head down at the tunnel at the break, level with Paris Saint-Germain, who opened the scoring through Ibrahim Mbaye. A brilliant ball across by Dro Fernandez and an easy tap-in for Mbaye at the back post. But Brian Mbermo's equaliser midway through the first half, put on a plate by Ahmad, who won the ball back brilliantly and pulled it across for the man from Cameroon to take a touch and stroke home left-footed. Half-time at the LAD Stadium, Paris Saint-Germain 1, Manchester United 1.
Trying to paint the town, then I rinse and repeat, and they kick it with some size 12 feet. It's Mr. Big Stepper, no bend to breaking the pressure. I'll be the plug connector. Don't make me have to come check ya. I am Mr. Big Stepper. No sweat, I don't need no stressor. You show me love and reflector. I am.
Exciting plans have been released for our brand new stadium, and here's 5 key points we think you should know following our latest public announcement. Number 1, we're moving, but not too far. The new site secured for the new Old Trafford is just 350 metres northwest of our current home, and it's at the heart of the stadium district in the regeneration plans. Number 2, what is the new stadium going to look like? Well, CEO of Stadium Development, Colette Roach, said in her talks that new plans are set to be drawn up with Fossers and partners before the end of the summer. Now, United will release our updated plans on what the new Old Trafford will look like by the Well, the message is before 2035. The UK is set to host the Women's World Cup that very year, and it's a project that needs a collective effort and collaborative work from everybody, but it's one that has to be managed right as we aim to build the biggest stadium in the country and our new home. Minimising disruption, that was also echoed by CEO of Stadium Development, Colette Roach, throughout her talks, and preserving that history here at Old Trafford. Minimising the disruption remains a pivotal point of our plans moving forward and into a new stadium, and of course fans will be at the heart of those talks. Number 5, great places don't just change, they grow. Now, that was the motto that was echoed by local resident Lexi as she spoke candidly about the changes in her local area. This area, Trafford, Stretford, deserves a new look, a new feel, and not just for the people who visit the stadium, it's also for the people who live here.
Decision-making is everything in football. Some take time, others take seconds. But when Manchester United calls, you don't think twice.
It's 1-1 at the break in Gothenburg and Manchester United. The better of the two sides, I think, in the opening 45 minutes. Paris Saint-Germain scoring the early goal, but Manchester United came racing back into it. And there's been some really good football on show, Ben.
Yeah, there really has. Again, like last week against Atleti, they've gone behind within the first few minutes, but they haven't panicked. They've still gone about the business exactly the way that they've done in previous games, and it's paid off for them. Ahmad, we've seen switches of play from Heaven, from Harry Maguire, seen some really good defending. Andre Santos patrolling his area of the field, not giving the ball away, and we scored a really good goal.
Let's take a look at the first half highlights, shall we? Well, this was the opening goal. Again, it's the speed, isn't it, of Mbaye? The speed of the break from Paris Saint-Germain. Keep an eye on the right-hand side of your screen, and it's just a little darting run as the ball comes in from Troy Fernandes.
Yeah, it's a good goal. They kept all of it. It's probably the best passage of play that PSG have put together in the first 45 minutes. And they've gone from one side of the pitch to the other. Troy Fernandes makes that run down the inside left channel, and he doesn't even look up. He just knows that Mbaye's going to be in there. It was just the quality of his ball, and it was perfectly laid on a plate for him. And that gave him the lead within a couple of minutes. It was a good ball in. It was a very difficult one for Aidan Heaven to have to defend anyway, because he was sliding and facing his own goal.
Does very well. And then, just over 60 seconds later, that from Kvaratskhelia forces a good save from Heaton, and he gets back to his feet so quickly. The 40-year-old sprightly in the penalty area.
Amazing, amazing. And trust me, you know, when I was playing, and we did drills like that, where you're going to the floor and you're getting back up. Goalkeepers are doing that all the time, because it's so important at times like these, when he's made the save and he realises that somebody's following in, and he's up on his feet quickly, he recovers, and not only does he recover, but he wins the second one as well, which is very, very difficult to do. But fair play to Tom Heaton, brilliant that.
Excellent to see, it really was. Then, in the 7th minute, Manchester United very nearly back into it. As, stooping header from Brian Mbeumo flashes wide.
Yeah, good ball in from Shea Lacey. Realised that Brian Mbeumo had come to that near post area, just made the run across Zabarnyi, and he just couldn't quite direct it into that far corner. But it's a good ball from Lacey.
He's been excellent, Brian Mbeumo, as you will see from the next couple of clips that we've got to show you. This was the first one. It's a really good save from Safanov. Wall doing its job, protecting one side of the goal.
Yeah, it did. And I think as we'll see from the next one, he makes an even better save, because the strike is going right into that top corner.
We'll see that in a second. The first one, though, is this from Ahmad. It's brilliant, and he wins the ball back, and look at Brian Mbeumo on the front foot, waiting to receive it. One touch, bang, brilliant finish.
Yeah, Kukaba, he gets caught. He thinks he's got more time, but Ahmad can get across that surface so quickly. And as we said in commentary, he's one of the best at that, at just getting his toe on it at the right time to come away with the ball and set his team in motion. And not only does he do that, but he produces the pass that leads to the goal. Great touch from Brian Mbeumo, and very, very quickly fires it back across Safanov. Doesn't have time to set himself, and that is all because of the brilliant closing down from the Ivorian.
Hits it low, hits it hard, back across the goalkeeper. Safanov with no chance, and Manchester United back in the game, levelled things up, and actually they could have gone on and taken the lead in the first half. And this is an even better save.
It is. I mean, he's further out, but he strikes it superbly, and it might take a slight nick, but I don't think it was going to affect where it was ending up had Safanov not made the save. You just look there, it was just going to nestle right in that top bin, and it's a good save from Safanov.
Brian Mbeumo has been a danger in front of goal, but his delivery as well has been exceptional. Couple of opportunities for Harry Maguire, the one that was ruled out for the foul from Shea Lacey, another one that Harry Maguire only narrowly misses reaching with his forehead. And actually that's a real bonus for Manchester United, knowing that they've got delivery on the field that isn't necessarily Bruno Fernandes. So when you've got Fernandes back, you've then got options.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it from numerous players. We've seen it from Shea Lacey. We've seen a really good ball from Luke Shaw that should have resulted in a penalty for the push on Ahmad in the box as he was about to head it. We've seen Nous Mazraoui get down and put decent balls in. So when you've got people that can do that, you're going to create more chances.
Just a small word on Mason Mount, who had to leave the field in the first 45 minutes, replaced by Tyler Fletcher. Hopefully it's nothing too serious for Mason Mount, and it is just precautionary, as you would expect in these pre-season games. So we'll have a little bit more on that, hopefully, when we speak to Michael Carrick after the game. We'll let you know as soon as we can on the Manchester United website now. Let's get your pitch side with Zara.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, so it was solid performance there from Manchester United. Similar slow start of it like we've seen against Atletico Madrid, and it's something that we predicted before this game, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've seen. We talked about it a little bit before the game started. They have to get a little bit better start. I think Michael Carrick was looking for a little bit better start as well, because as you said, last game was a little bit of a slow start. Also, the Rosenborg game was a little bit of a slow start, but they came through really well in the end. Here as well, again. So I think after like 20 minutes, they started to fire up again. So it was better second half of this first half than the first part of it.
Especially with that goal as well from Brian Burmo there. Great connection with Ahmad that we're starting to see develop once again. I mean, it was great to see just how settled everyone became after that goal.
Yeah, goals create self-confidence especially for, I have to say, for players that are playing up front, scoring goals. And it's very important for those players, of course. And but as you said, Ahmad was like he was running in there a little bit, in the to the end of the first half, and was looking really well with Ahmad there. Good performance, and they turned things around again. And I think overall, United's been a better team this first half when you look on the whole first half.
They certainly have, and we can see the players warming up behind us, some of them as well. I mean, it looked like as well, before we started this half-time piece here, that looked like Diogo Dalot and Lenny Yoro were getting a bit warm. We could be entirely wrong here, but they did seem like they were a lot more ready than the other substitutes, so maybe that could be an early change in the second half, potentially.
Could be. Depends on which positions. Some of the players have, just come back, and Mazraoui been just coming back and play the one half, maybe look upon like a few more minutes and they change, maybe play 60 minutes or whatever. Euro can play a little bit, he done that last time as well, played a little bit different positions there. So, and Dalot as well, it's we'll see. It's going to be, I think they're ready to get a few minutes under the belts, because the game it's a nice game to come into as well. It's quite competitive, and the players, they always want to play anyway, so yeah.
They always want to do, and it was an early call up for Fletcher on that pitch as well, because Mason Mount had to come off, and as soon as we hear anything about him, we will let you know. It'd be such a shame, obviously, if it was a little knock or something, because Mason Mount's had an impressive pre-season so far. Yeah, we also talked about him before. He's been done really well, in this pre-season. I didn't see exactly what happened, but you saw him lying down, and it didn't seem like he was limping or anything. So hopefully it's not that bad. But so Fletcher come on, and he done actually well when he came on as well. So yeah. So as you said before, you always have players that are ready and want to have some minutes. So yeah. Yeah, you do. I mean, you can see plenty of them here behind us, quite eager to come on at some point in this game as well. But it is 1-1 so far. Second half still to play for. Regardless whether it's pre-season or not, you still want to win, especially against an opposition like PSG.
Yeah, I think PSG, as they started well, and you can see what they tried to do as well. They're not there where they was in the last season when they have the transition of play, when they're really, really quick. They're holding a little bit back, but maybe they also change a little bit in the second half. But you still have to be very careful with when you lose the ball, and you have to concentrate your team very quick. And I think United's been really good at it. You haven't seen they create a lot of chances when you look away from the first goal, which happened in the first minutes. But after that, they had full control, and I think we'll see. It's going to be, especially in the second half. Sorry, I had the chance to touch the ball again. That was nice. I can't do it. I just had to. No, so yeah, it's going to be a competitive game in the second half. So I'm going to look forward to it.
Well, I'll see if you can get an opportunity in the second half if you can come on for Manchester United. But before all that, back to you guys.
Thanks very much, Zara. Players on their way back out onto the field. Just now doing their usual at half-time in these pre-season games and trying to spot the substitutions. Ben Thornley's got his binoculars out. Mazraoui off, Diogo Dalot on is what Zara is letting us know. Thank you very much, Zara. Aidan Heaven off and Lenny Yoro on. So a couple of changes for Manchester United. Who's Mazraoui just back, first game back really in pre-season, so that's unsurprising to see him make way. Diogo Dalot getting 45 minutes is good news for him. And Lenny Yoro, who has been excellent at right back for United, is actually going to get an opportunity in central defence, which will mean Harry Maguire shifts from the right-sided berth that he's been playing in the first 45 minutes and will switch into his preferred left-sided berth. Harry Maguire would prefer to play on the left-hand side of the two centre halves, wouldn't he, Ben?
Yeah, I think so.
And there is Lenny Yoro, who has really impressed Ben and I, playing at right back, actually having to deal with a different position today. So that's Adam Ayari, who's going to make way. He's going to be replaced by Quentin Jantu. So just the one change for Paris Saint-Germain. I would imagine that we'll see a couple more of PSG's players as we go through this half. We're underway in the second half at the Alevi Stadium. 1-1 is the half-time scoreline. Manchester United making a couple of changes and looking to try and find a winning goal, preferably 3, before we get to full-time. Out to the left, and Kukaba. Pacho. Had that bandage on his left wrist before he I'm not sure he did he?
I don't think he did, no.
He had that strapped up at half-time. Either that or you and I have gone blind in the first 45 minutes and totally missed it. Ronaldo. Big crossfield ball. Shaw watches it. Gets his head to it. Got a couple of foot races here. And Patrick Dorgu wins the shoulder-to-shoulder challenge inside the penalty area. Referee happy to let that one go. Confirmation of the Manchester United substitutions on your screen now. Heaven and Mazraoui making way for Lenny Yoro and Diogo Dalot. Dalot, of course, was away on international duty. Just keeping an eye on Tom Heaton there as well, who came screaming out of his penalty area to get to that and is immediately held on to the back of his right leg. Hopefully that's not a hamstring problem for Tom Heaton. Good footwork from Brian and Burmo. Fletcher, Andre Santos, Harry Maguire.
Yeah, he's done it deliberately.
Put the ball out, and yeah, Tom Heaton maybe just struggling ever so slightly with that right hamstring. Saw it straight away, didn't you? He made up the ground that he needed to get out to the edge of the penalty area. Did exactly what you want your goalkeeper to do and got the clearance away, but immediately felt the back of his right leg, and that is Dermot Mee, who is putting on that bright yellow goalkeeping jersey. I don't think Manchester United have got a bad kit this year. I think they're all fantastic, including the goalkeepers' jerseys. I think they're all brilliant. Just overstretched that, he felt it straight away.
Yeah, I think when you do that, you know, and it really isn't worth taking the risk either. He's been excellent in pre-season, Tom Heaton.
Now, I think that will be Tom Heaton's race run. Again, regardless of how severe or not the problem is, Michael Carrick will not want to take any chances. Just looks a little concerned as he makes way. There's a little bit of a laugh between Luke Shaw and Tom Heaton. Spirits in the camp seem really high, actually. We've seen an awful lot of footage come out from the trip across Scandinavia, and it feels like they're very together. Hopefully they can carry that into the new season. Fives between Tom Heaton and Dermot Mee. Comes across just to make sure that Tom's okay, has a chat with Michael Carrick, and I'm sure will disappear off down the tunnel to get whatever treatment is required.
At this stage it'll just be ice.
Get rid of any potential inflammation, swelling as much as possible. Again, if you weren't around for the pre-show, wondering why Tom Heaton and Dermot Mee and Freddie Heath are on the bench for Manchester United, it's because of a little bit of illness, I think, according to Michael Carrick. That's what he said, wasn't it, Ben?
Yeah.
For Senna Lomans and Mateus Cunha. So those two not included. Would have expected them to be here, but unfortunately unable to do so. But will join up, hopefully, with the squad in Dublin after this game. Ahead of the game against Leeds at Croke Park on Wednesday. Not according to the referee, Ben. It's Trey Fernandez that's gone down.
I take that back. Maybe he did catch him.
I think it's absolutely the right decision. Nothing more than a foul. Kvaratskhelia to Zabarnyi. Moved on to Bolly. Back to Zabarnyi.
Which is probably the reason why Michael Carrick has taken the decision to take Aidan Heaven off. I think with him being on a yellow card, you don't want to be seeing red cards dished out at any stage, but certainly not in pre-season when it could affect you. I don't know whether that still applies, but I think in some shape or form and in some competitions that happen in pre-season, if you do get red cards, it can affect your domestic season with a ban. I'm sure somebody will correct me on that if I'm wrong. But either way, you don't want to be playing against PSG with 10 men, do you? And there's always that chance element of risk.
Pressure coming from Brian and Burmo. Dealt with by Bolly, who finds Zabarnyi. Pass to Willian Pacho. Ecuadorian. Comes out to the left-hand side in Kukaba. Zabarnyi. Pressure from Manchester United, though, is making life really difficult for Paris Saint-Germain to play out. It's been like that all the way through the first half as well. Resorting to going long, safely into the possession of Dermot Mee.
Well, we said it at half-time when we were doing the analysis that the only time that they've managed to get through Manchester United was the goal that they scored inside the first couple of minutes. Other than that, United haven't allowed them to settle at all. They've been pretty much first to every second ball.
Delo just loses his footing, and as he does so, collides in midfield. Nothing that Delo can do about that, but Jantu is fouled, so the referee gives the free kick. Kvaratskhelia to Kukaba, Pacho, Zabani. Getting into that area now where both Luis Enrique and Michael Carrick will be thinking about their potential changes in the second half. Shea Lacey tries that ball in behind for Patrick Dorgu, cleared away by Paris Saint-Germain.
I'm serious.
Yeah, maybe not. Technically, I suppose they've all been legal because none of them have been pulled up for being foul throws, but I understand the sentiment. Zabani. Ukrainian gets it back, and now Mr. Pacho. It's an odd ball to play, isn't it?
Certainly was. I mean, there wasn't a blue shirt within about 30 yards of that pass.
Maguire. That's a better ball to play out from the back to Brian and Burmo. Harry Maguire showing them how it's done, and Burmo finds some space, and Burmo goes again! Brilliant save, Safanov. What a shot from Brian and Burmo, and a strong hand from the goalkeeper. Still not dealt with as Luke Shaw is in the area. Dorgu. Tricky feet from the Dane. Turns away, looks to strong-arm his way into the penalty area. Paris Saint-Germain will clear, but that is some stop from Matvei Safanov.
It's a brilliant ball. We saw it 2 or 3 times in the first half from Harry Maguire. And this time, just to show that he doesn't just go right to left. It's a brilliant save.
Lacey looks to whip a ball in, just gets a bit too much on it, but it does carry through to Luke Shaw on the far side.
And fair play also to Diogo Delo, who made that run down the outside just to try and drag a defender away and give Brian and Burmo the option.
Delo and Burmo, Ahmad. Going to try and get that back to Diogo Delo. It's the right thought process from Ahmad, just a little too much on it to find the Portuguese.
There we go, look, he switched positions, Harry Maguire, but it doesn't matter. His ability to do that
It's a pass.
is amazing. There's the run from Delo. Nobody goes with him, actually. You can't blame Brian and Burmo. That is the best save that he's made yet. Safanov was superb.
I'll tell you what, if you're Lucas Chevalier, you must be looking at the performance from Matvei Safanov and wondering whether or not you're actually going to get the starting gloves for Paris Saint-Germain next season.
Well, he played in the European Cup final, didn't he?
Certainly.
Champions League, I should say. Apologies.
It's always the European Cup final to us, isn't it? For branding purposes, it should be the Champions League. It's closing down again. Problems caused by the diminutive Ivorian. Yuri Tielemans out and warming up is the noise that you can hear. In fact, there's several Manchester United players going through a warm-up routine. The World Cup campaign that Portugal were expecting. Quite work for them, did it?
No. And they were my tip as well.
Yeah, they were high. I had high hopes for Portugal as well. I think they might feel a little disappointed that they didn't go a little further in the competition than they did.
And I suppose they can say that they lost to the eventual winners, but merited them getting any further. Bar one.
Strong under the ball, Brian and Burmo. Dorgu's stayed down here. Shaw steps in and makes the challenge. It was a bit of a low bridge, wasn't it? Upended him. It's actually his ankle that he's gone down. Just feeling. Oh, yeah, heel of Paris Saint-Germain player catching him on the way through.
Yeah.
Just there.
Yeah.
And then he ends up and over the top, but good upper body strength from Patrick Dorgu prevents him face planting. Here's another look at that Brian and Burmo opportunity. Good save from Safano. Kakaba. Volley. Pacho. Again, the positions of Manchester United's midfielders here. Almost a 4-4-2, isn't it?
It's like a 4-2-4, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean. We can... Ahmad and Dorgu drop in. It goes to a 4-4-2.
Header from Yoro. Ball away. I think Ahmad is a little unlucky.
Very lucky. Lucas Baraldo. Very lucky. I don't think there's a lot in that at all.
Does have hold of his shirt.
50-50.
Benefit of the doubt. Should go to the attacker, really. I suppose it does on that occasion. Baraldo. To Willian Pacho. Substitutions being readied by Paris Saint-Germain. Far side there, just on the top of your screen. Manchester United will have another tranche of players back for next week. Whether they're ready for Wednesday, we will have to wait and see, but certainly Marcus Rashford and Kobbie Mainoo both there or thereabouts and injury dependent. We'll have to wait and see what the situation is with Lisandro Martinez. Made it to the World Cup final. He's due back as well. Chance here for PSG. Well, Dermot Mee was concerned, but it hits the side netting.
It was a decent strike from the substitute, Jantu. I think it was always going away. I'm going to disagree with you. I think that Dermot Mee had that covered all the way. He was close enough to his near post to see that he was never going to creep inside.
Well, these are the changes that we were anticipating. First one is Pacho to make way. Pacho leaves the field and is replaced by the Paris Saint-Germain legend Marquinhos. Second change will be Kakaba. Kakaba leaves the field to be replaced by Nuno Mendes. And the third and final change, do you spot it there? Baraldo. He's going to be replaced by Vitinha.
John Neves was there as well. And there he is.
John Neves too. Okay. Well, this is much closer to a Paris Saint-Germain first team. Let's see what happens here. It's Kakabi, who we've already mentioned, has made way.
I think it might have been Mayulu. Don't quote me on that.
You'll be able to spot that with the armband.
Yeah, Baraldo's still on the pitch. I think it was Mayulu that went off.
Still missing one. Here is Vitinha. Baraldo. Nuno Mendes. forward by Zabani. It comes to Vitinha. 4 substitutions being readied by Manchester United. Might be seeing the debut of Yuri Tielemans here. Vitinha. Zabani. Quinhos. Vitinha. Floated ball out to the right-hand side is measured perfectly by the goal scorer. Marquinhos. Vitinha. Kvaratskhelia. The substitutions have come on. He's launched out to the right-hand side. And Marquinhos straight out of play. And here come the changes for Manchester United. First change will be Luke Shaw to make way. Harry Amas will come on and replace Luke Shaw. Andre Santos leaves the field to be replaced by Yuri Tielemans. Josh Zirkzee enters the fray. Ahmad makes way. Bruno Fernandes also on, and Jack Fletcher is on for Michael Carrick's side too. A debut for Yuri Tielemans. I'm sure he will want to make an impression as quick as possible as Bruno Fernandes immediately up and pressing. We've seen plenty of Yuri Tielemans over the years in the Premier League, Ben. What can we expect from him, do you think?
Quality. I was reading up about him. He scored 79 goals and even more assists. So he's somebody that you would expect he's probably going to be playing when he does play, in a slightly more advanced position, where you don't often get deep line midfield players with stats like that. But he's played in the Premier League, he's played in the Champions League, albeit with Anderlecht, I think. And he's a quality footballer.
So it looks like Jack Fletcher's come on the right-hand side for Manchester United. Shea Lacey has moved over to the left. Bruno Fernandes alongside Josh Zirkzee, or just behind him. Tielemans alongside Tyler Fletcher as the two in front of the back four. That would mean Dermot Mee now in goal. So the ball is forward to Kvaratskhelia. Here is Mee, who lets it run. Harry Mass at left back. Harry Maguire, Lenny Yoro and Diogo Dalot make up the back four. Tyler Fletcher and Yuri Tielemans sat in front of the back four. And then you've got Lacey out wide left. Bruno Fernandes in the number 10 position. Wide right is now Jack Fletcher with Josh Zirkzee up front.
And the other player to go off at PSG was Dro Fernandes for João Neves.
Good spot, Ben. Set up the first goal, Dro Fernandes. Some players available for Paris Saint-Germain. More to come as well. Top European side, and Manchester United have now got just shy of half an hour to face an approaching full strength Paris Saint-Germain side.
Yeah, they're missing the French contingency, aren't they? In Barcola, Dembele, Doué, and Hakimi, who I know isn't French, but he speaks French.
It's a quite incredible 4 players to be missing as well.
Yes.
Isn't it?
And most of the time are starters.
Certainly. Hakimi, Barcola, Doué. Yeah, I mean, they're all pretty much Dembele. Yeah, they're all stars. João Neves. Zabani. To Neves. Sorry, Vitinha. Beraldo. Kvaratskhelia. To Nuno Mendes. And a couple of world-class left-backs on show today. Luke Shaw didn't really put a foot wrong.
No, two of the best. Two of the best around in Luke Shaw and Nuno Mendes.
Nuno Mendes staying very high. Look at him here, bottom left of your screen there. Mas gets his arm across, and that is too much, says the official on the far side, as Ibrahim Mbaye goes to ground. Mas doing his level best to make sure that he didn't give him any opportunity to run, Ben.
Yeah, as I said right at the start, PSG and some of the younger elements of the squad. Mbaye is one that is highly rated, broken all sorts of records at his level.
Harrowing ball into the box is safely claimed by me.
Good communication as well. Lets everybody know that he's coming. No chance for any breakdowns.
Jack Fletcher. Lenny Yoro. Joshua Zirkzee.
Nice.
Into the feet of Bruno Fernandes. Calmly done by the Manchester United skipper. Tielemans. Given away by Tyler Fletcher. It's a good turn into the penalty area. Lenny Yoro sweeping across. Harry Mas gets out there. Came out to help out Lenny Yoro, didn't he? Came steaming through.
Great covering.
Just enough.
Yeah, really good covering. I always expect that one of your teammates is going to miss it in that scenario. And he was already on the move. Just as we saw Andre Santos in the first half. Lenny Yoro's turn to thwart a PSG chance.
Yoro with the header away. Vitinha. Ball floated in. Bruno Fernandes gets a toe to it. As it comes to Fletcher. Tielemans round the corner. Chance here for Jack Fletcher. Strokes the pass through to Bruno Fernandes, to Shea Lacey. Lacey's effort is just wide. Well, Safanov has come absolutely flying. He's definitely collided with Joshua Zirkzee. Did he get enough of the ball, Ben?
I think he got to the ball first. I think it was just his momentum that carried him into Josh Zirkzee. But I also don't think there was anybody inside that stadium that wasn't ushering Tyler Fletcher, I think it was, to have, or was it Jack, was it? To have a go when he received the ball. With Safanov being so far out of his goal.
Take another look at the situation here. Bruno Fernandes lifted away by Lacey. Tielemans finds Fernandes. Fernandes, first time ball looking for Zirkzee. Safanov has a cannonball. And it is Jack Fletcher who just decides to play the left-footed pass into the path of Shea Lacey.
Yeah, and we'll just have a look now. Yeah, he does slightly catch him, but I don't think you can blame the goalkeeper. As I said, it was just momentum, and that should be a corner. I'm presuming it is.
If I was playing devil's advocate, are you endangering an opponent there with a flying shoulder at head height?
It's very possible, yeah. I mean, I don't actually know what he was doing there, but he did get to the ball first. It must have been a shock for Joshua Zirkzee as well.
Aims that. And he's getting the treatment from the fans inside the Alevi Stadium. I don't know what VAR would have made of that if they were having a look at it. The goalkeeper is off his feet. He's launched himself. He's definitely headed the ball, but has collided at almost head height with Joshua Zirkzee with his shoulder.
And your argument being that if he's flying through the air, he's not in control.
And you're endangering an opponent as well.
Okay.
I don't know. Answers on a postcard. I tell you what, we would have had in the Premier League, and that was a delay of the game whilst they sorted it out. Nuno Mendes. As the ball stolen away. Lenny Yoro is fouled. Jantu. Just catching Lenny Yoro as he tried to get away.
What a ball.
Zirkzee's away again. Now he needs some help. Jack Fletcher arriving in the penalty area. Zirkzee drives towards goal, looks to get the cross in. Just has it blocked by Zabarnyi. It's an incredible outcome again.
It's the accuracy, though.
Was it Maguire again?
It was.
And the Manchester United fans are not going to let that one go. Mavri Safanov may well be the baddie for the remaining 15 minutes or so. Tyler Fletcher. Just out-muscled there, Tyler Fletcher. Pressure stays, though, for United. Bruno Fernandes finds Yuri Tielemans. Harry Maguire sees an opportunity to run forward here. Harry Maguire, how's it go? Well, he's got those in his locker, Harry Maguire. Saw him score one just like that against Tranmere in the Cup, and it was an absolute rocket then, and that is not far away from Harry Maguire.
Well, we saw Aiden Heaven and Nous Mazraoui in the first half when the gap just opens up and they open the legs, and they're very, very difficult to stop when they're in full flight. And he hit that on the run with his left foot.
We've seen how accurate Harry Maguire can be with his passing today. And that was very much on target from the big centre-back. Nuno Mendes retreats. Marquinhos. Another one of those surviving players from the 2018-2019 season. That glorious fixture at the Parc des Princes. Well, Manchester United fans have lost their pantomime villain. Safanov making way. And Chevalier. Oh, no, it's not Chevalier, is it? It's Alessandro Longoni.
Yeah.
Schund made an assumption, and I got it wrong. It is the young Italian, the 18-year-old. Signed from AC Milan in the summer. Get some minutes here today. Calm from Tielemans. Just a little bit too far ahead, wasn't it, of Jack Fletcher. Might be many times that Man Manchester United have had 2 twins on the field. Rafael and Fabio da Silva, probably. Let's go back a bit further to find another set of twins that have played for Manchester United at the same time. PSG trying to find a route through Manchester United, but struggling to do so at the moment.
I think with the introduction of the more senior players, they are seeing a lot more of the ball as a team than they had done up until that point. Good tackle.
I'm going to stick my neck out here and say they are the only 2 sets of twins. There may have been brothers. I don't think there are any more twins.
Okay.
So I think it's Fabio and Rafael da Silva and Jack and Tyler Fletcher. If anybody knows any different, put me a line on social media and let me know. Put me straight. But I don't think there have been other twins. I think there have been brothers, but I don't think there have been twins. Taken away by Yoro. A little bit of a hurry, but Manchester United will be looking at this as an opportunity to be defensively resolute. Just practice that, being tight and compact against a side that are trying to break you down. And again, we're in pre-season, it'll be perfect experience, and I'm sure Michael Carrick will be looking at it going, yeah, we probably will need this at some point over the season. No harm in practicing.
Yeah. And if you are going to do it, you may as well do it against, well, we have to say they're the best, because at the moment they're the current European champions, so they've earned that title. But so far, Dermot Mee has been relatively untroubled.
Maybe an opportunity coming here.
See what he's trying.
Looking to thread the ball through. I think Paris Saint-Germain get a little bit fortunate. Could easily have ended up being a nutmeg, that, couldn't it? But
yeah.
Block comes in, and that's a good tackle from Tielemans.
He's been really good since he arrived on the pitch, Yuri Tielemans.
Jack Fletcher misplacing that pass, but not out of trouble.
Great athleticism from Manny Yoro.
Again, important to remember that Manny Yoro still a youngster in the grand scheme of things as a centre-back. Still bags of talent, loads of time. Prospect of being a fantastic centre-back for years to come. Forward is intercepted by Maguire. It's out of the sky by Tielemans. Outside of his boots, found Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes in a positive position, slides it across goal, just wide. And maybe, well, I thought there may have been a touch in there from the goalkeeper, but the referee points for the goal kick.
Great pass. I think think he was actually looking for the pass. Bruno Fernandes, you see the look there. Just tried to thread it between Marquinhos and the goalkeeper. It certainly wasn't an attempt on target.
That was the earlier attempted ball through to Xerxes from Tyler Fletcher. United have had their moments in this second half.
They have.
Even since the substitutions for Paris Saint-Germain. An entertaining game of football for the most part.
I think the intensity is slightly dropped in the second half, which still at this stage you would expect.
I wish somebody had told Matvei Safonov that the intensity had dropped as he turned himself into a human cannonball and fired himself at Josh Xerxes.
Well, they can thank him for a couple of excellent saves that have kept PSG in it. Forget that as much as they're starting to sort of, you know, hold possession a little bit better, PSG, they've not really created any chances, and Safonov's having to... He's made 3 or 4 really good saves, and the one-handed one from Bryan Mbeumo was the pick for me.
Agreed. Heart-and-mouth moment there from Dermot Mee, but I think he had it under control. Offside flag goes up against Bruno Fernandes.
Only just, but he was.
I thought it may have gone up at the other end of the field, but my semi-automated offside system in the commentary box, his arm didn't go up. So
that's a lovely ball. Yuri Tielemans.
He's only got eyes for the pass, hasn't he, Bruno Fernandes? He's trying to push it back across goal. At no point does he look up and see where the goalkeeper is or where the goal is.
No.
He did to push that across.
He didn't attempt to try and bend it into the far post.
Comes the centre of gravity of Coutinho. Kvaratskhelia gets the load. Portuguese takes the ball away cleanly. Bruno Fernandes steps away from danger. Spins a pass into the path of Fletcher. Still with 5 minutes to go, it's anybody's game. United will want to hold on to this. Certainly will not want to give away a winner at this stage, regardless of whether or not it's a friendly. Still don't want to lose, do you?
No.
Chance here for Chantu. Guire. Fletcher to Amas. Tielemans. Bruno Fernandes back and helping out Tyler Fletcher, who finds his twin brother. Clattered against Beraldo and out for the throw. Just a reminder, plenty of football coming your way over the next couple of weeks on MUTV. Not only have we got the conclusion to Manchester United's men's first team pre-season, we've also got a couple of games coming for you from Manchester United's women's pre-season as well. Diogo Dalot has managed to keep himself onside here. It's a brilliant run from Dalot. Can he pick somebody out in the middle? Decides to go to the byline. Dalot digs it out towards the back post. Header! Chance maybe for Fletcher. Headed away. Back post again to Lacey. And Lacey's effort is lasered over the bar.
Wow, what a shame, because it's a brilliant move. It's a wonderful ball and run. Xerxes' pass. Diogo Dalot's timing. And I think he probably just needed somebody to free themselves up with some space a little bit sooner. He ends up having to go past Nuno Mendes, which is no mean feat, but he does it. And as the ball breaks to Shea Lacey, He tries to thrash it into the roof of the net and is inches. That's all too high.
It was a very tight angle for Shea Lacey. Sexy. Good strength from the Dutchman. Delow swings in the cross towards Maguire. Back out it comes to Tielemans. Tielemans finds Lacey. Lacey just wants a yard of space to deliver. Finds it, gets it in, turned away by Zabarnyi. Oh, it comes off the head of Lacey and he knows nothing about it.
No, unfortunate. Good finish to the game for United. Overall have created the cleaner chances.
I think so. I think Michael Carrick will be really pleased again. Performance levels up once more on what they were last week.
Yeah. Got two players on the pitch that looks like... Oh,
maybe another opportunity coming here for Bruno Fernandes! Just wide.
I'm not so sure that Longoni knew much about that.
I'm going to go with nothing.
Well, this time he did only have one thing in his mind, and that was to try and pick out the far post. He just didn't quite get the bend on it he wanted. Otherwise, that would have nestled the right side of the post.
Still not done this. So Leeds against Manchester United, 7:30 Wednesday evening from Croke Park. Don't get too many football games taking place in that brilliant old stadium in Dublin. Then Saturday, Manchester United facing AC Milan, 3:45 kick-off that one. And then into the following week, Manchester United's women against Newcastle on Wednesday. Hull against Manchester United, 12:30 Saturday in the opener to the Premier League season. And Manchester United's women against Liverpool on Sunday at 10 AM. All of those covered for you on MUTV. Keep your eyes peeled on the Manchester United website and app as well for all of the news. So when anything happens,
push that.
It's the place you will find out about it first. It's a clear push, but the referee allows play to continue. Kvaratskhelia finds Vitinha. Vitinha up to the right-hand side. Maybe an opportunity coming here. Going by Tielemans. Deals with that problem.
They just ran into him. There wasn't anything Tielemans could have done. He just ran into him.
Nice and strong in that challenge, though, wasn't he? Go bundled over. Jack Fletcher's made a lovely run through the middle there, but just couldn't find the pass to him. Lacey, Fernandes, that's a brilliant ball to Harry Amas. Harry Amas into the area, looks to get the cross in. Sliding challenge comes in and maybe just makes him rush that cross. It's fired all the way through. Went to stoppage time. I didn't hear how many minutes were
No,
added.
neither did I.
Can't see it being 3 or 4. We'll wait and see. Paris Saint-Germain looking to get forward here. Don't forget, this is only Paris Saint-Germain's second pre-season game, so a lot of these players still trying to get minutes in their legs ahead of the new season. Manchester United are in their 4th pre-season game and therefore are a little bit fresh. 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah, they certainly looked the stronger side going into the closing stages, and created far more than PSG, even though they did have a spell. And they introduced the key players, Neves, Marquinhos, Nuno Mendes, and Vitinha especially, who likes to pull the strings. And they didn't really create anything. And Shea Lacey and Harry Maguire will be two that will complete 90 minutes, and I think the latter, by the way, has given everybody an exhibition of how to pass a ball accurately, both short and long. Exemplary today.
Marquinhos. Zabani. Back to Marquinhos.
And that's as well as being defensively sound too.
Kvaratskhelia. To find a bit of space, gets the shot in. Always flying past the post. Just that one blot on the copybook, really, and that was right at the beginning of the game, inside the first couple of minutes, where Paris Saint-Germain scored their goal. Since then, maybe one attempt on target. I'm not sure there's been too many.
No, there hasn't been much action in front of the United goal, that is for sure.
Xerxes. He's done brilliantly to get over that. Looking to get forward again. Reinforcements in Lacey and Amas. Goes out to the left back. Amas pulls it back across the edge of the 18-yard box towards Bruno Fernandes, but tidied up by Paris Saint-Germain. Marquinhos. Zavani to Vitinha. Defensively sound from Manchester United all the way through to the 94th minute. Referee brings the game to a close, and Manchester United, with another 90 minutes under their belts in pre-season, will be happy with their preparations. Unfortunately, couldn't find a way through for the winner. Scoring opened by Ibrahim Mbaye in the second minute of the game. Manchester United finding a way back with Brian Mbeumo, brilliantly won back by Ahmad. Great cross to Mbeumo, one touch and a finish into the bottom right-hand corner. Chances are plenty in the second half for the... Paris Saint-Germain 1, Manchester United 1. Ben, they'll be really pleased, won't they? Again, we get to the end of these games, we talk, don't we, about the fact that the result is very secondary. What we're looking at here is preparation ready for that whole game in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, two more players in Shea Lacey and Harry Maguire that have got 90 minutes under the belt, and there's been obviously minutes for players coming back into the squad like Bruno, like Diogo Dalot. We're hoping that the injury to Mason Mount is nothing too serious.
Absolutely the case. Right, well, we've got some reaction almost immediately for you. Ahmad is with Zara.
How are you doing?
Yeah. Hi, sorry, Ahmad. We're going live straight away. So, thanks, guys, for that. So, joining us straight away after full time is Ahmad. How did you enjoy that game?
Yeah, good game. Honestly, we knew how Paris Saint-Germain is good. So we keep building fitness. That's why we are here. We are really happy to have the other player back in the team, and then we're gonna keep going.
So how's the pre-season going so far for you?
Yeah, for me it's good. Like I say now, we need to keep building fitness. That is important. We have a big season ahead of us. We need to keep going. We need to try to win games every time, and then keep going.
Enjoy the game today, or?
Yeah, of course. It's a good game. We know how tough is Paris Saint-Germain to beat, but a good game, we draw, and yeah, we're gonna think about the next game.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
We're starting now to get plenty more of the players back as well from the World Cup. You were one of them, and more of those World Cup stars are back today. Is it nice getting the group back together?
Yeah, of course, it's exciting things, having a player like Bruno, Mazraoui, the other player that's coming back. Now we need Cunha, Rashford, and Lisandro and Kobe, who is gonna come back in Dublin. So we're gonna have the rest of the team in Dublin, and that is an exciting thing, and we're gonna keep going.
It's come so quickly as well, you know, that fact that the Premier League season is going to start in just 2 weeks' time. But there's still plenty of chance for you guys to get more minutes, enjoy yourselves, especially in Dublin. It's going to be great, those games there.
Yeah, of course, we have 2 more games against Leeds and Milan. Like I said, we need to keep build fitness. That is the most important thing, because we have a good season coming, big season, and I hope we can win trophy this season.
And finally, you know, this is our final game in Scandinavia. You've got so many fans that have come in their numbers today. How grateful are you for the energy that they've brought?
Yeah, that's crazy. We know how big United fans are. We thank them for the support, and yeah, let's push us for the season, and we're gonna keep going.
Thank you very much. We'll let you go.
All the best, man. All the best.
Take care. See you in a bit, Ahmad. So yeah, back to you guys.
Thanks very much, Zara. We'll get you back to Zara and Ronnie very, very shortly. Good to hear from Ahmad, and I think the whole group is raring to go, aren't they? You can sort of feel that from the interviews that we see after the games. It's absolutely brilliant, and to have the likes of Bruno Fernandes back today and Yuri Tielemans, seeing him for the first time in a red shirt, Ben, you've got to be pleased.
Yeah, and he fitted in seamlessly. He didn't give the ball away. He made some key passes, some key tackles, and he's going to be a very important acquisition for us.
Time for a bit of post-match analysis, I think, Ben. Well, this was the opening goal, and as I say, it was inside 2 minutes that it was scored, and Manchester United just caught out with a really quick counter-attack.
Yeah, they weren't very successful, but the one time that they were when they played out, as we saw just there, little exchange of passes on the near touchline, and then the switch of play, and then a really good ball in from Bruno Fernandes, who'd made that run into the inside left channel. Very, very difficult ball to defend for Aiden Heaven. Even if he had have gotten something on it, the chances are he could have diverted it into his own goal anyway. He was on that much of a stretch. And that was the best bit of football that PSG played, not just in the first half, but in the entire game.
It was a lovely darting run, that. Just an injection of pace from Ibrahim Mbaye to get himself just in front of Aiden Heaven, who was stretching to get there. And a good finish past Tom Heaton. Well, Manchester United had opportunities to get themselves level, but just after half an hour had gone, that one by Ahmad sets up a brilliant equaliser.
Yeah, brilliant at it as well, he is. And on this occasion, it's led to a goal. Great finish from Brian Mbeumo, just one touch, and before Safanov could even set himself, he'd fired the ball across him into the bottom corner, but all the hard work done by Ahmad, and he's brilliant closing down.
Something that we've seen him do time and again, yeah. Ahmad, and it's a real strength to his game.
Massive strength, and I love the aggression. I love him when he's on the ball because he can go inside, outside, but he's also got that steeliness about him that enables him to close defenders down and come away with the ball, and on that occasion it's led to a goal.
The time between the touch from Brian Mbeumo and the shot as well is a key factor.
It's very key, because Zabanyi can't get across in time to be able to get a block in, and Safanov can't get down quickly enough, even though he knows where Brian Mbeumo's going with the way he's shaped to shoot.
Well, into the second half, and Manchester United had more opportunities to try and find the winner. Brian Mbeumo's effort here, saved fantastically by Safanov.
Yeah, steps inside not once but twice to buy him that room, and fair play to Diogo Dalot for making that 50-60 yard run to try and take a defender away. It doesn't actually work because they both come towards Brian Mbeumo, but he goes inside Pacho and then again inside Mendes, and that is a brilliant one-handed stop. The pick of the bunch from Safanov, because it's a super strike.
The second movement from Brian Mbeumo, I think, is what does it there. Substitutions came on midway through the second half, and Quentin Jantu ends up in this situation. And there is just a moment from Dermot Mee where he might be concerned, but it rattles into the side net.
Yeah, I think he was far enough across to know where the ball was going to end up. I don't think that Dermot Mee was troubled by that. He was always bending away. He needed to set it outside the far post if he had any chance of scoring that.
At the end of the game, Manchester United looked to try and find a way to win it. They came on strong in the last 5 or 6 minutes, and this was the first of the opportunities. It came from Diogo Dalot's brilliantly timed run, and as it comes back across, there's a headed chance for Fletcher, and Lacey just can't find the finish.
Yeah, it's a great ball over the top. First time, right into the path of Diogo Dalot, who we know is an ever-willing runner down that right-hand side. And he ended up having to go past Nuno Mendes, which isn't always the easiest thing in the world, but he does really well to dig his cross out to the far post. Fletcher unlucky with a header, and then as the ball breaks to Shea Lacey, he tries to thrash it into the roof of the net, and he's inches away from doing so.
Yeah, the angle very, very tight. And then ball given away to Bruno Fernandes on the edge of the penalty area, which is not something you want to make a habit of. And he comes about as close as you're going to get from open play to scoring. Bruno Fernandes, it's a brilliant effort.
Yeah, and one or two really nice touches as well from Joshua Zirkzee when he came onto the pitch, and that was one there setting Bruno up, and I don't think the goalkeeper would have been able to have gotten there.
Hits it really well, just doesn't quite wrap that boot around enough to get the bend on that he needs to get it past Longoni. But Michael Carrick will be looking at this and going, hang on a second, I've got some real firepower at my fingertips now. I've got some brilliant... Again, he'll be really pleased.
He'll be massively pleased. I know that this is a slightly depleted PSG side, but still, as we saw, they've got some very talented youngsters playing on there, and all these minutes that these lads are getting are vital for them approaching the start of the season.
Right, well, that's it from us in Gothenburg. It's on to Dublin and Croke Park next for Manchester United. Plenty more reaction to this one to come, though. Here's Zara and Ronnie.
Thanks for that, guys. So yes, that is Scandinavia done for pre-season. But what did you make of the performance in this fixture today?
Yeah, I think it was a solid performance. We talked about this, the start of the game, which is they need to, get a little bit better on. But other than that, it was a solid performance against a good team. I think PSG was a good team. They had all the stars back as well after 60 minutes. And also United, you saw the World Cup players coming back and did a solid performance, I would say. It's even though PSG had some possession, but they didn't create many chances. I think in the end, United had more chances. So yeah, absolutely.
We're on match day 4, which is now complete of pre-season. How much growth have you seen from Manchester United?
Sorry, how much?
How much growth have you seen from Manchester United?
It's been quite a good since we saw them starting against Rosenborg up till now. You see, especially after 20 minutes, as we talked about, they stepped up the gear a little bit. Ahmad, did a little bit special there, and especially with the connection with Mbumo scoring goals. So no, I think they, you see a glimpse now and then, which really is good. They had the play, their own play was good, looking solid at the back. They didn't create many chances here either. So it looks good. I'm really pleased with their performance. They played a good team today as well, to be honest.
Yeah, they did, and make sure you stay tuned as well, because we'll be hearing from head coach Michael Carrick soon as well, so we'll give you a heads up as soon as he's going to come round to us. It'll be great to hear what his thoughts are after this match day, especially because you mentioned some of the World Cup players back here. We've also seen one of our newer signings in a Manchester United shirt on the pitch for the first time, Yuri Tielemans, and he had an absolute roar from the crowd as soon as he appeared as well. What a great reception he had. I mean, he just looked kind of a bit like what we say about Michael Carrick, composed. I mean, you can see there, I mean, it had a great impact in that game, didn't he?
He did, absolutely. And I like the link, he's very forward player as well. He liked to play the ball forward, which is probably one of the hardest things. You have to have the vision for the game. And also the link, we saw a few times there with Fernandes, which I really like to see. So I was very pleased for him to show his abilities and also the link so quick with players as well. So they're on the same level. That was nice to see.
It's also great the amount of physicality that he brings to the game. I mean, we talk about strong characters, but actual strength that's brought on that pitch as well, because we know how physically challenging it's going to be this season when we're in the Premier League and Champions League.
Absolutely, it's going to be a tough season. And Tielemans, he has the experience as well. You can see it in his play. Sometimes you have to calm things down a little bit just to keep the ball, just to make sure that you have the ball in the team. And you can see sometimes he just like calm things around, play the ball a little bit, and then suddenly he changed it and played the ball forward. As I said, he's, the link up with the forward player as well. So it's something I'm really looking forward to. It's see the chances he created as well. You see this one here. I love this one here, outside of the foot. He knows where he is, and he created a chance there. Absolutely.
I mean, how do you think he felt coming on in a Manchester United shirt for the first time in front of this crowd as well? Because you must remember your first time as a Manchester United player, just like yesterday. I mean, that's something that sticks to you forever, surely.
Oh, it does really. So it's a very, very special moment, and for me when I did it, for him when he did it now, coming out and this crowd on the pre-season game here in Scandinavia. With this, the fans there are really up for everything. So it's I know it's a nice feeling for him as well. It must be.
It'll be incredible. And as we were chatting to Ahmad before as well, it seems that mood in camp is at an all-time high right now. I mean, everyone's excited to get the team back together because they will all be together in Dublin. So I think everyone's excited for that because, as we said, it's 2 weeks before the Premier League season starts for Manchester United. So Dublin's really one where we finally get to see what could be that real starting 11 that Michael Carrick's after.
Yeah, it's getting closer now, and everybody knows and everybody wants to be in that 11 when it starts. So every performance counts. It's what you do out there. You can do it in training, but especially here on the pitch when you play games, you have to show what you're made of. And that's when the Premier League starts, that's where everybody wants to be, and in that 11. But I think in this there's so many good players here now, and they're fighting for the positions. So it's a luxury problem for Michael now. It seems like he kept everybody injured free as well. That comes down to how they train, how prepared they are. It's a lot of things to keep those players fit and when the season starts. So and you have to be a little bit lucky as well. But it's all about how you train and how you train them. So I think he's happy so far because it's cross our fingers, not too much with Mason Mount, even though he came off. But it's been good so far. It's been really good. So I think it's a luxury problem for me when the season starts.
There's only been a few additions to this team since last season, but it does seem like there's a great connection with each player right now. What do you think the key difference is and with how much improvement we made from last season already?
Well, first of all, I think it's important to take what the experience they had from last season and just continue on that role. It's they know what they need to do. Every player knows, and also have that confidence. And they're scoring goals now, and the player up front scoring goals, so they get the confidence, and also they can change games. They was 1-0 down here. Also in the last game they were 1-0 down, so they can change the game with the attitude and everything, and how they perform in the game. So they're taking all that on board, and when the season starts, it's that's everybody knows it's going to be. So it's I think taking all that experience and take it to the first game in the when the Premier League starts, and take it from there.
When you reflect on the pre-season results so far for Manchester United, do you think that's a positive start to pre-season, something that you would have expected or hoped for?
Yeah, definitely. It's you want, as you say again, you want everybody to be fit for when the Premier League starts. Not too many injuries, and had that. Always helps to have a good pre-season. They didn't travel too far. They don't, they're not any jet lags or don't have anything of that. So far, I think Michael is very happy.
And I mean, I'm sure the Scandinavian fans here would be so happy with everything that Manchester United have given on this pre-season tour. It's something that you have hinted on, the short flights that's been back and forth, which has been great to obviously make sure the squad are fit and ready for the challenges. But Dublin's a different the squad.
No, I think, as you said before, everybody is back together again. Everybody can tell their story during the during the summer break, and you know, some been busy with the World Cup, some hasn't been, you know, been home. But it's always nice. They've been together for so many. They've been together for so much, and when they're away, coming back, it's always nice to catch up a little bit. How have you been? What you've been doing? How was your World Cup? So, you know, for that, they have a lot of memories or experience to share with each other, and it's always nice to get back with the lads again. So I think they're looking forward to it.
Especially when you're away from home as well. I mean, when you do look at the pre-season training camp in Dublin, that's an opportunity to be away from home and just really make sure that team bonding is there, and that, as we said, get truly ready for the Premier League season, because especially some of these players that have been in the World Cup, they won't know some of the newer signings potentially. So it's a great opportunity for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. To get to know each other. Of course, they're in Dublin, so they know Dublin from before. But it's a great opportunity to share everything with each other, as I say, and also, you know, again, get ready for even a bigger game. You know, every game now coming to the end of the pre-season is a big game for everybody who wants to start the first game.
It is, and before that Premier League start, there's a couple more friendlies for Manchester United.
Sorry.
I thought you were going to say that, and I'm very glad you did, Ronnie, because that is going to truly show the rivalry that Manchester United have, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a few teams that is really up there, and Leeds is one of them too. You know, it's especially if you're from Manchester and you've been at Manchester United for a while. You know, for the new players coming in, they will soon know.
I mean, they will. I mean, especially because the atmosphere in Dublin is incredible. I mean, we know that Manchester United fans are absolutely all over. Please let us know if you are going to be attending in Dublin, because there's plenty of community activations as well that our amazing fan engagement team managed to organise there as well. I mean, from your perspective, what's it like when you go and see the Manchester United fans over there?
You know, to be honest, it's always nice to be around and meet United fans. Going to Dublin is a lot of United fans. There's a lot of Irish people coming over to Manchester to see every game. And it's also coming here to Scandinavia for them. You know, they have a lot of followers all over. But Dublin is one of the big ones.
It is. Well, now we have got man of the hour. We've got head coach Michael Carrick. Come and join us.
Straight in.
Yeah, straight into it. Because you have got a flight to catch soon, haven't you? Because it's quite a busy pre-season. But let's talk about this game first. How do you reflect on this game today?
Slightly different the way they play to what we had to adapt to, and we should have scored more goals. I thought we pressed particularly well at certain times, won the ball back high with the pitch, and looked really dangerous on transition, which was kind of what we have done really for the last few months. But it was good to see, and some of the football against man for man, again, very different to what we've played against. The boys adapted really well, so there was a lot of positives from the game. I enjoyed it.
How much thought did you put into PSG before this game?
Yeah, a little bit. Not as much as we would normally.
No.
A lot of it this time, Ronnie's is trying to build on the things that we're trying to put in. So it was a lot smaller than what the boys are used to. Yeah. But the things that we were trying to get out of the game, I thought was a lot of it was there as well. So and then it's a little bit on. I think it's good sometimes for the boys to have to problem solve as well and find their own way a little bit. And I thought we did that as well. And we don't always give them the answers when we don't have to, because I think that prepares them a little bit for the season as well. So in that respect, there's a lot of things that maybe people don't always see that we were quite happy with, because there was some good signs there.
Great to see some more minutes as well for the players that have just joined our pre-season after they've been in World Cup action. But there's going to be the whole squad back together in Dublin, isn't there?
Yeah, looking forward to it. You know, it's been a little bit of a different chapters through pre-season, but to get everybody together and when we get to Dublin, then over the next couple of days, it'll be great. 2 more games this week, and again, looking forward to seeing the group develop. I think today, the boys coming off the bench towards the end, that extra bit of quality, and coming back from the World Cup, and top players. It was nice to have them back, and we get more back next week. So yeah, we're in a good place.
I know you and the backroom staff take it with ease, but people underestimate the amount of adaptation you've got to do when you have players out of action.
Yeah, it's a challenge at times when you're going day to day, and we kind of got this week. We had kind of 3 kind of groups of players who had played a lot, who hadn't played as much, who was coming back. So it's a lot of adapting to do, but that's the challenge we enjoy. I said it all the time. It's such a good group to work with. So having everyone back together this week, it'll be good.
And finally, this was our final game in Scandinavia. Certainly a show for the amazing fans that came today. How do you rate this part of pre-season, and how much does that feed the energy for you to make sure we finish pre-season on a high elsewhere?
I feel it's been a good pre-season so far. I think the games that we've had, we've kind of built, and we've taken steps throughout that, and seen quite a bit of Scandinavia, and it's quite nice to do it in a bit more relaxed fashion when normally if you're travelling, it's literally hotel stadium. So we've had a couple of walks and we've seen a bit, and seeing the supporters, which is always important at this time of year, and feeling that energy and the passion that from the fans. I think that's what we're all here for, to give them something to cheer about. So unfortunately we didn't quite get the win today, but I think there was a lot of positive action that they can say they enjoyed the game.
Well, thank you very much. We'll let you go and catch that flight, eh?
Okay,
Thanks very much. Take care, Michael. Yes. That's all right. So great to hear from head coach Michael Carrick there. Plenty of positives to take, as he said, and he's right as well, because it is a lot when you think about it, when half of your squad is obviously away and you're waiting for them to come back.
Oh yes, always nice to have everybody back, and have control over all the players. So I understand that. Of course, it's you want to have the whole group, know what you have to do with the whole group. Always when there's a World Cup, it's not a nightmare for the coaches, but you never know. Somebody is getting injured or playing games, and suddenly you have to think differently. So for a manager, you want to have everybody back together, and just having control over the squad and what's ahead of you. Yeah.
So you heard it here first as well, confirmed by head coach Michael Carrick. Every player is going to be in Dublin, so if you are available to go there, go and grab your tickets now. Make sure you subscribe to MUTV for the best coverage of your pre-season for Manchester United. Thank you so much for joining me once again,
Ronnie.
Ronnie.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime.
Anytime.
We'll have you and Jesper with us anytime. We'll take you with us. But thank you so much. And we'll see you soon.
Some people travel all over the world to come here. They come for football, for the roar of the crowd, for the 90 minutes. But some of us know Old Trafford differently, beyond the stadium, beyond the spotlight. Because this is our place, and this is home. I see the streets I walk every day. I pass friends and neighbours in Gos Hill, in Stretford. People who built their lives here, who look out for each other, who are the soul of the place. But great places don't stay the same. They grow. They change. And now Old Trafford's ready for the next chapter. The world will come to see somewhere like no other, but it has to be more than a destination. It must be a place that's alive, not just on match days, but every day. A place for the people who are already here and for those who will become a part of its future. A place to live, work, visit, and call home. A place that's globally inspired, community focused. Not replacing what makes it special, but letting more people be a part of it. A place that never stands still. New homes, jobs, and opportunities. Spaces to learn, start a business, and raise families. A place that is rooted in history and confident in what it can become. A place that's moving forward. A future for Old Trafford we can all be proud of.
Wochenlanger Stress und Unsicherheit beim Gebrauchtwarenkauf? Schluss damit. Dank Auto Hero wird Autokaufen
My name is Edwin. I'm from Milan. I'd like to ask something, maybe a little bit light. Mr. Unai, you are very...
We are here, we are happy. We are, of course, very grateful in everything we are doing, and especially as well how kind are here the people. And then hopefully you can enjoy with us, you can support us the match we're going to play against the city.
Mit Lebensmitteln von Foodora kann jeder ein Foodblogger werden, egal wie alt.
Parodontax für gesünderes Zahnfleisch schon nach einer Woche. Die Zahnfleischexperten.
Just the big stuff. Just like you say I am.
Gut von Kamavinga, gefällt mir auch echt sehr, was er hier macht. Endrick mit der Chance, Endrick. Scheitert an die Busch. Mr. Ferencváros hinten drin, 7-mal Meister. Seit 2014 da. Kamavinga verteidigt es super. Soré kommt nicht in den Zweikampf so richtig gegen Endrick. Er kommt nicht vorbei an die Busch. Scheitert an die Busch. Mr. Ferencváros hinten drin, 7-mal Meister. Seit 2014 da. Kamavinga verteidigt es super. Soré kommt nicht in den Zweikampf so richtig gegen Endrick. Er kommt nicht vorbei an die Busch. Spieler wird das schwer haben gegen Kylian Mbappé. Dann wahrscheinlich eher drum, was ist die Rolle, wenn es eine gibt für ihn. Vielleicht gibt es ja noch Abgänge bei Real, auch das nicht auszuschließen. Auch leihweise, weil halt auch SP da ist als möglicher Backup-Stürmer. Andersrum mit Mbappé, Endrick und SP. Das 3 spannende Profile, so ganz vorne drin. Rivas, der Innenverteidiger. Ein ganz verkehrter langer Ball. Rivas im Duell mit Lenny Joseph. Aber Güler, Endrick startet, er probiert das flach durchzuspielen, der kommt sogar durch. Soré, Neuzugang aus der 2. Liga in Frankreich. In Boulogne Kapitän gewesen. Es ist schon echt ein guter Ball. Also einer, der zu verteidigen ist, definitiv, ja. Aber ihn da so flach zu spielen, na gut. Und hier der Grund der Beschwerde, auch das völlig zu Recht, dass man sich da mal kurz beschwert. Klarer von Mario Rivas. Blinker, super. Auch schon über 200 Realspiele gemacht. Eduardo Camavinga. Carreras mit Valverde, 5 Minuten bis zur Pause. Mit Endrick. Brahim Diaz, wieder Endrick, klasse Ball für Arda Güler, kommt da irgendwie durch. Real schon deutliches Übergewicht. Geblockt. Von Gomez. Gülas Eckball sehr weit, aber nicht zu weit. Super! Mario Rivas macht's. 2 ganz junge im Zusammenspiel. Und die pflegen ja die Emotionen völlig aus den Ohren. José Mourinho. Ja, nur ein Testspiel, ich weiß. Trotzdem, die Führung für Real. Der ganz lange Eckball von Arda Güler. Richtung Alexis Syria. Der Ball ist dann super scharf, super gut. So schnell rückt keiner raus und Rivas ist frei. Und Real führt. Tor gegen Florenz, Vorlage gegen Ferencváros von Alexis Syria. Der Mann, der gegen Deutschland getroffen hat im U19-EM-Finale. Trifft auch hier Mario Rivas. Antwort, Ferencváros, auch einer der ganz Jungen. Cheteni Vaga, 20 Jahre. Aber beim Thema Talente und Real Madrid, das ist schon auch hochgradig spannend. Alle Welt redet immer von La Masia, auch völlig zu Recht. Was die produzieren, ist unfassbar. Aber Real ist da auch nicht zu unterschätzen. Sie bringen es zwar nicht so oft in der ersten Mannschaft oben an, wie Barca das schafft, aber die machen damit unfassbar viel Geld mit Jugendspielern oder im Nachwuchs ausgebildeten Spielern. Über 100 Millionen Euro eingenommen in diesem Sommer. Zum einen durch den dicken Deal mit Nico Pass und Como, zum anderen aber auch, weil sie sich immer wieder dicke Weiterverkaufsklauseln reinschreiben. Unter anderem Victor Munoz, der zu Liverpool gewechselt hat, kassiert Real da mal eben 20 Millionen mit. Das ist schon wirklich beeindruckend, wie sie das machen und wie viel Talent da immer wieder aus der Akademie kommt. Finanziert man sich da mal heimlich, still und leise, nebenbei fast schon. Ein Rekordtransfer von Jan Diomande. Camavinga mit der auffälligste in Halbzeit 1. Valverde für Dumfries mit Arda Güler. Wieder Camavinga. Und Arda Güler für Seria. Oh ja, oh ja. Klar, das sind die Spiele, in denen sich solche Jungs komplett in den Fokus spielen können. Und wenn halt nicht bei Real gleich selbst, weil dann da Vini Junior oder sonst wer aufläuft, dann für andere Clubs. Mr. Ekbarada. Aber Ferencváros erwarte ich schon zur zweiten Halbzeit auch deutliche Veränderungen. Hab's gesagt, Kader ist riesig. Navigator sitzt mit auf der Bank, auch das heißt schon was. Dann zuletzt eher nicht im Kader. 2 Minuten hier noch in Halbzeit 1. Und dann muss Balázs Boberli diese Minuten auch verteilen gegen Real Madrid. Weil nochmal, Konik Žabže wartet am Donnerstag. Das ist das wichtigste Spiel in dieser Woche. Auch wenn sich das hier irre groß anfühlt und für alle besonders ist. Hype in der Stadt war riesig rund um Real. Auch der Instagram-Account von Ferencváros hatte man phasenweise das Gefühl, man ist auf dem Real-Account, weil sie alles und jeden gerepostet haben, weil sie sich einfach riesig freuen, wieder gegen Real zu spielen. Es gab ein Pflichtspiel zwischen den beiden oder 2 in einer Saison. 1995 Champions League Gruppenphase. Ein 1:1 und ein 1:6 aus Sicht der Budapester. Ein guter Ball von Dibusch. Ohne Folgen. Camavinga für Arda Güler. Letzten Sekunden laufen hier. Ich krieg auch gerade nochmal die Info. Rüdiger, Silva, Vinny Junior, Trent, SP, Hausen, sie alle machen sich bereit für die zweite Halbzeit. Die werden wir noch zu Gesicht bekommen. Freuen wir uns sehr drauf. Erstmal führt Real Madrid nach Halbzeit 1. Verdient mit 1:0 bei Ferencváros Budapest. Es sind immer mehr Stars dabei. Trotzdem haben es 2 Youngster gemacht für Real. Mario Rivas, der Torschütze. Stimmung ist super, Wetter ist toll. Ich freue mich auf Durchgang 2. Jetzt gibt es aber erstmal eine kurze Pause. Julia Lamatsch holt uns ab im Newsstudio. Guckt da vor allem auf die zweite Liga und wir sind pünktlich wieder hier in Budapest, wenn es zur zweiten Halbzeit weitergeht. Zwischen Ferencváros und den Königlichen aus Madrid. Bis gleich.
Das ist so irre! Ich munter weiter. Pickepacke voll. Elektrisierend.
Jetzt fliegt hier das Dach weg.
Sensationell. Der Wahnsinn. Na sag mal, rein ins Vergnügen.
Das hier ist eine internationale Undercover-Aktion.
Positionieren Sie Überwachungsteams.
Los, raus da.
Verdächtiger betritt Waschanlage.
Das Kartell wollte eine Botschaft senden.
Mayday, Mayday, wir stürzen nach.
Wir brauchen hier dringend einen Arzt.
Willkommen bei der Running Man.
Überlebe 30 Tage, während die ganze Nation dich jagt.
Sie sind da.
Könnte das Spiel manipuliert sein?
Werden wir rausfinden.
Holt ihn euch!
Sie wollen eine Show? Ich gebe Ihnen eine Show.
Kurzer Halbzeitstopp hier bei uns im Sky Sport News Studio, bevor es weitergeht mit dem Testspiel Sommer live bei Sky. Wir machen jetzt den Abstecher in Liga 2, denn dort läuft ja das erste Wochenende der neuen Saison. 22 Tore gab es bislang an diesem Zweitliga-Wochenende. Und wir schauen mal auf die Ergebnisse. Gestern der Auftakt zwischen Bochum und Hertha. Da siegte die Hertha mit 1:0. Außerdem ist Frank Schmidt reingestartet in seine 20. Saison mit Heidenheim. Darf sich freuen über einen 4:3 Auftaktsieg gegen den Aufsteiger Osnabrück. Kein Sieger zwischen Darmstadt und Kiel. Karlsruhe ebenfalls gut reingestartet mit 2:1 gegen Bielefeld und Magdeburg mit einem historischen Ergebnis an diesem Samstag. Denn es war die höchste Zweitliga-Heimniederlage der Vereinsgeschichte. Ganz, ganz bitter. Horrorstart für den FCM. 1:6 gegen Braunschweig. Heute Abend geht es noch weiter mit dem ersten Tipico-Topspiel der neuen Zweitligasaison. 20:30 Uhr der Anpfiff zwischen Wolfsburg und Kaiserslautern und morgen dann jede Menge Traditionsvereine mit dabei. Ab 13:30 Uhr St. Pauli, Greuther Fürth, Nürnberg gegen Dresden und NRG Cottbus. Der Aufsteiger empfängt Hannover 96. Wir fiebern jetzt aber erstmal dem Wolfsburger Auftakt entgegen. Der VfL, der große Aufstiegsfavorit in Liga 2. Und 20:30 sehen Sie das Ganze live bei Sky. Vor Ort unsere Kollegen Anna Kraft und Felix Groß.
Die 53. Zweitligasaison ist angelaufen und wir stecken hier mit Felix Groß schon in den Startlöchern für dieses erste Zweitliga-Topspiel am Samstagabend. Erstmal wunderschönen guten Abend. Wir zwei jetzt bei Sky. Hättest du auch nicht gedacht, ne?
Nee, wir wurden befördert, ne? Fühlt sich so ein bisschen so an. Also wir freuen uns natürlich, dass es endlich losgeht. Also im Endeffekt ja fast schon egal. Hauptsache Fußball geht wieder los, ne?
Definitiv. Und es schließt sich auch so ein bisschen der Kreis. Bei Sky News hat vor 15 Jahren so ein bisschen mein Weg begonnen und jetzt darf ich wieder da sein. Also wir freuen uns sehr. Jetzt aber mal zum Sportlichen. Wir sind beim Bundesliga-Absteiger. Die Wölfe haben einen unglaublichen Kader, haben das meiste Geld für einen unglaublichen Kader ausgegeben, aber auch das meiste Geld eingenommen. Ist es fast ein bisschen wettbewerbsverzerrend?
Das werden wir sehen, aber nein. Wenn du die Möglichkeiten hast, dann musst du sie nutzen. Sie dürfen nur dieses eine Jahr Zweitliga spielen. Danach muss es sofort wieder hochgehen. Den Druck haben sie. Sie können nur verlieren eigentlich. mit dem Kader, mit der Offensive, die sie vor allen Dingen haben, musst du aufsteigen. Da gibt es keine zwei Meinungen.
Wenn wir mal hinter uns schauen, wir sehen schon, bis zu 6.000 Lauterer sind hier heute mit angereist in die Autostadt. Die haben gesagt, wir wollen heute die Ersten sein, die dem großen Favoriten mal ein Bein stellen. Was würdest du sagen? Robert Glatzel hat im Vorhinein auch bei Sky.de gesagt, also das ist ein Gradmesser heute gegen die Roten Teufel zu spielen, weil die eben wissen, wie sich die zweite Liga anfühlt. Was hat Lautern heute mehr, was Wolfsburg nicht hat?
Was haben sie weniger, ist die Frage. Weniger Druck. Weil ich glaube, alle erwarten, dass Wolfsburg gewinnt. Und Kaiserslautern hat natürlich auch eigene Ansprüche, das ist ganz klar. Gerade nach der letzten Saison, wo man lange Zeit irgendwie mal oben dabei war, dann am Ende die Puste ausgegangen. Jetzt muss so ein bisschen der nächste Schritt folgen, dass man wirklich auch lange oben dabei bleibt. Und den Druck haben sie, aber nicht heute. Weil ich glaube, heute rechnen alle mit dem Wolfsburg-Sieg. Und Wolfsburg muss in dieser Liga ankommen, so schnell wie möglich. Als Team auch zusammenwachsen. Und damit müssen sie heute starten gegen den schweren Gegner.
So, wir freuen uns drauf ab 20 Uhr live natürlich bei Sky mit uns beiden und wir hoffen, dass ihr natürlich mit dabei seid.
Danke, Anna. Danke, Felix. Wir sind bereit. Ab 20 Uhr geht's los. Dann startet die Wolfsburger Mission direkter Wiederaufstieg. Heute der XXL-Testspiel Samstag, live bei Sky Sport News. Auch die Schalker waren schon im Einsatz. Heute die große offizielle Saisoneröffnungsfeier mit einem hochkarätigen Testspiel, denn es ging gegen Atalanta Bergamo. Allerdings gab es die 0:3 Niederlage. Ex-Bergamo-Star Robin Gosens hat gefehlt, ist momentan angeschlagen und auch Edin Dzeko stand nicht mit im Kader. Schalke zeigte sich bemüht, aber da ist noch viel Arbeit für das Team von Miron Muslic.
Miron Muslic, er wollte einen Härtetest, er hat ihn bekommen von Maurizio Sarri und Atalanta Bergamo. Königsblau legt richtig gut los, 12. Spielminute, Karaman mit der ersten Torannäherung. Aber die Gäste übernehmen dann die Kontrolle, sind das bessere Team und sind vor allem das effizientere Team. Scamacca mit der Führung in der 30. Spielminute, schön herauskombiniert und souverän vollendet, keine Chance für Karius. Schalke bleibt dran und belohnt sich nicht. Doppel-Alupech in der 39. Spielminute und das Ganze wird zum Bumerang. Vitali Becker rutscht dann auch noch aus nach seinem Fehler und dann ist es ein ganz langer Sprint für den Ex-Herthaner Samacic und wie er dieses Tor macht, ist einfach nur herausragend. Von dem vermeintlichen Ausgleich für Schalke bis zur 2:0 Führung von Bergamo nur wenige Momente. Und Samacic, er ist nicht der Sprinter vor dem Herrn, aber wer so eine Technik hat, der muss auch nicht schnell laufen können. Seitenwechsel, Schalke übernimmt die Kontrolle und erarbeitet sich zahlreiche Chancen. Vor allem Junior Adamu kriegt nichts im Tor unter. Und auf der anderen Seite im Schlussspurt Atalanta Bergamo cruist zum 3:0. Christovic mit dem Endstand. Schalke sehr bemüht, Schalke mit viel Intensität, aber Schalke mit 0:3 geschlagen. Robin Gosens nicht dabei, gegen die Ex-Kollegen er noch angeschlagen. Edin Dzeko hingegen könnte gegen Real Madrid, also beim nächsten Test von Schalke, wieder mit an Bord sein.
An Bord bei Paris Saint-Germain wohl bald er hier. Ferran Torres. Nach unseren Informationen hat sich Spaniens WM-Held grundsätzlich mit Paris über einen Transfer geeinigt. PSG bietet Torres einen Vertrag bis mindestens 2030. Barca ist bereit, den Spieler abzugeben und stellt sich eine Summe von mindestens 50 Millionen Euro vor. Transfer-Update, die Show, gibt's am Montag wieder in der 30-Minuten-Version und Transfer-Update generell immer montags bis freitags, immer ab 18 Uhr hier bei den News.
Herzlich willkommen zur neuen Ausgabe Transfer-Update, die Show. Direkt rein wieder, da wo es wirklich kracht.
Bei Carrezzas ist es eben so, dass es eine grundsätzliche Einigung gibt.
Der BVB hat nach unseren Infos 35 Millionen im Paket geboten.
Top-Transfer von Ole Burg und Lars Ricken.
Jan, Diomande und Real Madrid.
Sehr pokert, dass irgendwas dann ist oder here we go. So ist es halt einfach nicht.
Ja, es riecht nach Durchbruch.
Kochen gerade die Gerüchte um Michael Olise wieder komplett hoch?
Ich habe mich totgelacht. Da können jetzt der Kaiser von China kommen und wir werden mit denen jetzt mal reden.
Keine Sorgen, wir bleiben.
Auch nach dem geplatzten Investorendeal strebt Gianni Infantino eine erneute Wahl zum FIFA-Präsidenten im März des nächsten Jahres an. Der europäische Fußball baut in den letzten Tagen allerdings druckvoll eine Opposition auf. Wir haben mit SZ-Journalist Thomas Kistner gesprochen und der glaubt, dass der FIFA-Präsident sich nicht nochmal zur Wahl stellt.
Die Situation für Infantino ist jetzt schon so zugespitzt in der gesamten Affäre, auch mal jetzt abseits von den neuesten Vorwürfen, den privaten Dingen, der persönlichen Dingen, dass ich mir eigentlich gar nicht vorstellen kann, dass er noch antritt im März nächsten Jahres. Da kommt noch so viel. Und der UEFA liefert das natürlich jetzt auch nochmal eine weitere Vorlage für die Position, die sie ohnehin hat. Sie sagt, es geht nicht mehr weiter mit diesem Mann. Stellen wir uns mal vor, er würde alle wieder hinter sich schlagen, was ich für ausgeschlossen halte, aber stellen wir es vor. Und die UEFA bleibt dann, hat sie auch schon angekündigt, kann sie auch nicht mehr ändern, bleibt bei ihrem Boykott. Dann wird die FIFA nur noch Turniere ohne Teilnahme Europas ausrichten können. Das heißt, sie wird gar keine Weltmeisterschaften mehr haben, denn eine Weltmeisterschaft ohne Europa, ohne einen kompletten Kontinent, ist keine Weltmeisterschaft. Vor allem aber spielen die ganzen europäischen Star-Teams nicht mit. Und wer bitteschön zahlt viel Geld für ein Halb-WM-Spiel Guam gegen Guinea oder Paraguay gegen Vanuatu? Das interessiert niemanden. Bei allem Respekt für diese Länder, das interessiert niemanden. Es funktioniert nicht ohne Europa, nicht weil die so toll sind, sondern weil es kein Geld gibt ohne Frankreich, England, Deutschland, Italien, Portugal, Spanien und so weiter.
Wir melden uns ab 21 Uhr wieder. Jetzt gibt es erstmal die zweite Halbzeit zwischen Ferencváros Budapest und Real Madrid. Gleich meldet sich Ihr Kommentator Timo Schäfers.
Du kennst das Gefühl. Der Moment davor. Der Puls steigt. Im Flutlicht. In Derbys. In Pokalfights. In Aufstiegsträumen. In europäischen Nächten. Von Bundesliga bis Premier League. Von Weltstars bis zu den Helden von morgen. Fußball hat viele Bühnen, aber nur ein Zuhause. Deine neue Fußballsaison. Live auf Sky Sport.
Das hier ist eine internationale Undercover-Aktion.
Positionieren Sie Überwachungsteams.
Los, raus da!
Verdächtiger betritt Waschanlage!
Das Kartell wollte eine Botschaft senden.
Mayday, Mayday, wir stürzen nach!
Wir brauchen hier dringend einen Arzt!
Das ist so irre! Geht munter weiter! Pickepacke voll, elektrisierend. Jetzt fliegt hier das Dach weg! Sensationell! Der Wahnsinn! Na sag mal, reines Vergnügen!
So, liebe Fußballfans, wir sind zurück in Budapest. Ferencváros gegen Real Madrid, gegen die Königlichen. Und es gibt zur zweiten Halbzeit neue Gesichter auf beiden Seiten. Wir haben es angekündigt und es wird wahrgemacht. Vinicius Junior unter anderem neu mit dabei. Carlos Espí hat sich bereit gemacht. 25 Millionen Euro Neuzugang aus Levante. Auch Antonio Rüdiger, Dienhausen werden kommen. Und wir sehen die ersten Minuten von Bernardo Silva im Trikot von Real Madrid, neu gekommen von Manchester City. Über 400 Spiele für die Citizens. Und hochgradig spannend, welche Rolle er einnehmen wird bei Real. 31 Jahre ist er ja noch jung. Ich finde, man denkt bei ihm, wenn er jetzt 34 stehen würde, wäre man nicht überrascht, einfach weil er schon so ewig lang dabei ist und Manchester City so lang geprägt hat. Einer normalerweise für den Zehnerbereich. Vielleicht kann auch er ein wenig diesen, ja, zumindest mal Achterraum bei Real retten an der Seite von Fede Valverde. Hochspannende Personalie. Genauso wie er hier, Antonio Rüdiger. Gibt noch ein bisschen was zu besprechen in Halbzeit 2. Ja, über ihn sowieso. Durchgehend Vinicius Junior. 2032. Der neue Vertrag von ihm. Und auch Ferencváros, wir wollen es nicht unter den Teppich kehren, die haben kräftig durchgewechselt. Also ganz, ganz viele neue Spieler mit am Start. Real führt 1-0, Real hat angestoßen in grün, von links nach rechts. Mit 9 Innenverteidigern, Dienhausen und Antonio Rüdiger. Mit einem neuen Rechtsverteidiger, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Mit einem neuen zentralen Mittelfeldspieler. Bernardo Silva, gekommen für Camavinga. Und das ist Vini Junior. Seine Rückkehr ins Real-Trikot, seine erste Aktion in den Fuß von Yusuf. Odarda. Mit Soré. Also komplett durchgewechselt haben sie nicht, aber viele neue mit dabei. Bei Ferencváros. Das ist Marius Corbo, Torschütze gegen Jabce. Yusuf. Bamidele Yusuf. Einer der Schlüsselspieler bei Ferencváros. Ja, das ist jetzt nicht B11, sondern wieder ein Mix, wie quasi schon in Halbzeit 1 aus Stammspielern und Talenten. Kramakers, Innenverteidiger, auch der normalerweise im Stamm von den Budapester mit dabei. Arda Güler. Und Bernardo Silva, klar, wir haben es auch bei Man City gesehen, diese tiefere Rolle trotzdem. Es könnte ein absoluter X-Faktor werden. Taktgeber für Real, der dringend Gesuchte. Und plötzlich fragt keiner mehr nach Rodri. Das ist jetzt sehr weit gedacht und beim WM-MVP auch überzogen, aber einer der Hoffnungsträger für die Königlichen. Die Gelegenheit für Bamidele Yusuf. Oh, Chance ist da für Real Madrid in die Wiederholung hinein. Macht Carlos Espí seinen zweiten Treffer. Mourinho flippt schon wieder völlig aus. Nimmt's gelassen hin. Carlos Espí, 21 Jahre. Neuzugang aus Levante, Ballverlust und dann geht es rasend schnell bei den Königlichen. Güler schickt Fede Valverde und Espí schließt hervorragend ab. Vergangene Saison 11 Tore für Levante. Bester U23-Spieler in La Liga. völlig überraschend gekommen. Und jetzt mit seinem ersten Tor für Real Madrid vor Zuschauern. Endrick, der also rechts außen unterwegs ist, die Brahim Diaz-Position übernommen. Ganz spannend, hat er in Lyon 4 gespielt. Hier wieder diese rechte Seite. Endrick. Die dann wahrscheinlich schon gegen A Coruña an Diomande gehören dürfte. Versuchen es spielerisch. Wir hatten da doch noch vom Pressing aufgefressen. Tienhausen. Kein leichter Sommer für ihn. Er musste zuschauen. Spanischer Nationalspieler. Keine WM. Hat sehr professionell hingenommen. Den Kollegen sehr viel Erfolg gewünscht. Hat geklappt. Trotzdem, ja, wird schon öfter mal in diesem Sommer ein Gedanke gewesen sein, was wäre gewesen, wenn. Wäre ich jetzt Weltmeister, im Zweifel. Oh, Flanke ist nicht schlecht. Wieder Tele. Nicht deutlich im Abseits. Vergangene Saison 3 Tore gemacht auf dem Weg ins Europa League Achtelfinale. Carreras mit Antonio Rüdiger. 86 Länderspiele für Deutschland. Ob welche dazu kommen, offen. Sah eher erstmal nicht so aus nach dem WM aus. Es gibt jetzt schon wieder Berichte, dass Jürgen Klopp sich das durchaus vorstellen könne. Alles mit Vorsicht zu genießen. Aber 86 Länderspiele, Antonio Rüdiger. Gleich auf mit Oliver Kahn und Andreas Brehme. Bernardo Silva, Taktgeber, Hausen. Mit Carreras. Bernardo. Trent interpretiert diese Rechtsverteidigerrolle ganz anders als Dumfries. Sehen wir hier wieder, rückt dann auch zurück ins Zentrum, ist dann mehr wieder diese Dreierkette aus den drei Verteidigern, sorry. 2 Innenverteidiger und der Außenverteidiger Trent in dem Fall. Der Spielmacher von hinten raus. Auch das gibt natürlich verschiedene Möglichkeiten. Arda Güler. Wiederhausen mit Valverde. Ja, kein guter Ball von Bernardo Silva. Versucht zu schalten für Oliver Natsch. Captain in Halbzeit 2. Norweger. Ganz wichtig von Valverde. War bisher noch unauffällig. Vinicius Junior. WM gespielt. War da echt auch gut. Rückrunde war eigentlich auch ordentlich. Trotzdem gibt es auch genug Kritiker rund um den Verein, die sagen, wenn jetzt ein Team 100 Millionen plus X geboten hätte, wären wir gar nicht so traurig gewesen, wenn diese Ära vielleicht einfach zu Ende gegangen wäre. Clublegende ist er so oder so. Zweimal in Champions League Finals getroffen, Vinny Junior. Zweimal den Titel geholt. Aber die Reise geht weiter und er hat gesagt, am liebsten forever, für immer Real. Ist natürlich, wenn er in Form ist, ja wahrscheinlich der beste Linksaußen der ganzen Welt. Frage ist da immer, wie versteht er sich mit Mbappé, wie kommt das Ganze zusammen? Wie vertragen sich die Egos in der Kabine? Und da sind wir dann ganz schnell wieder bei dem Mann an der Seitenlinie, bei José Mourinho. Die Hoffnung ist ganz klar. Der muss das Ganze irgendwie vereinen, zusammenbringen. Gut von Yusuf Zachariasen. Jetzt hat er Platz. Zachariasen, super Ball! Und Ferencvaros ist da. Ein Ex-Mainzer trifft. Kenan Kodro. Der Bosnier schlägt zu. Mittelstürmer gekommen zur Pause. Weil Zachariasen richtig viel Platz bekommt. Carreras kommt nicht ran. Und Kodro zwischen Rüdiger und Hausen. Hier, Rüdiger schaltet zu spät. Aus dem Rücken heraus. Kann er ihn nicht schnell genug aufnehmen. Kommt dann nicht mehr ran. Und Kenan Kodro macht's. 17-18. Für Mainz 05 gespielt. 8 Partien. Jetzt Torschütze gegen Real Madrid. Vergangene Saison. Beziehungsweise zuletzt vor seinem Wechsel Richtung Budapest hat er in der 2. Liga in Spanien gespielt. Bei Saragossa. Gegen Florenz haben sie 2-0 verspielt. Real Madrid. Da hat Mourinho aber auch kaum durchgewechselt. Erst hinten raus ein bisschen. Da wurde es dann von müde, sehr müde. Das ist heute nicht der Fall. Nächste Chance für Ferencvaros. Grant klärt. Ja, nochmal ordentlich nachgezogen. Álvaro Carreras. 50 Millionen vor einem Jahr von Benfica. Levi. Missverständnis mit Gorbu. Ein super Spielaufbau, Dienhausen. Beidfüßig. Unglaubliche Anlagen. 21 Jahre, auch erst jung. Schritt war natürlich schon groß. Vom kleinen AFC Bournemouth zu Real Madrid. Für richtig Geld. Noch eher nicht immer ganz fit gewesen. Aber einer, den man nicht abschreiben sollte. Ganz im Gegenteil. Hendrik. Ja, mit seiner Dynamik über außen vielleicht gar nicht verkehrt. SB. Eine Chance hatte er. Die haben sie genutzt. Ansonsten Ferencváros mit einer ordentlichen zweiten Halbzeit. Vini Junior für Arda Güler. Und der Mister steht auf. José Mourinho. Bei Werde, bisschen Glück. Bernardo Silva mit Vini. Vini für Bernardo Silva. Nochmal Bernardo. Kobu. Kobu. Mit Dele. Gegen SB. Gucken wir drauf. Oh. Gibt den Eckball für Ferencváros. Fans flippen hat da völlig aus. Also Stimmung bleibt beeindruckend. Auch um 20:19 Uhr deutscher Zeit. Heißt auch, gleich gibt es zweite Liga auf Sky. Wolfsburg, Kaiserslautern, Second Screen. Dringende Empfehlung. Langer Fußballabend, der da noch auf uns wartet. Wieder weiter. Vini Junior. Gegen 2. Nächster Wechsel bei Real. Jorge Estero kommt für Hendrik. 64 Minuten durfte also spielen. Erst Mittelstürmer, dann rechts außen, jetzt Estero, einer fürs zentrale Mittelfeld. Gucken, wo Mourinho ihn einsetzt. Fahne oben. Tordro. Ja. Hatten früh. So, sehen jetzt direkt Aldo Cestero, der ins Zentrum geht. An die Seite von jetzt am Ball von Fede Valverde. Wird dann auch heißen, jo, dass Bernardo Silva einen nach vorne rückt. Zumindest mal spannend, dass er kurzzeitig neben Fede Valverde unterwegs war. Das wäre natürlich das absolute Traumszenario für Real, wenn einer wie Cestero komplett den nächsten Schritt machen würde, da im Zentrum aus der eigenen Jugend, 20 Jahre, vergangene Saison 5 Profispiele gemacht. Zweimal Liga, zweimal Pokal, einmal Champions League. Aber das ist schon ein großer Wunsch, der der Vater des Gedanken ist. SP getroffen von Sore im Gesicht. Außen für Carreras mit Arda Güler. Mit Vini Junior. Mit Dele. Markus. Gut. Für den Torschützen vom Jabsche, Mariusz Korbu. Und jetzt die Frage, geht es nochmal an die Theke für beide. Mittlerweile unter 30 Grad. Pfiff kommt. Und die Hydration Break auch. Also, letzte Unterbrechung in diesem Spiel. Nochmal die Chance für José Mourinho und Trainerteam einzuwirken auf das, was sie sehen. In einer durchaus heißen Nacht von Budapest. So, und Hydration Break ist dann auch das Stichwort für unseren Reporter vor Ort, für Kerry Hau. Kerry, erster Eindruck Vini Junior. Er ist, glaube ich, der meistdiskutierte Spieler bei Real. Immer und immer wieder in den vergangenen Jahren. Bisher noch nicht so auffällig, glaube ich, ne?
Ja, noch nicht so auffällig. Man merkt, dass der noch im Urlaub war vor wenigen Tagen, ist jetzt erst zurückgekommen. Aber insgesamt ist es ein munteres Testspiel hier. Es macht richtig Spaß auch zuzuschauen hier im Stadion. Und die Stimmung ist nach wie vor überragend. Also das Tor von Ferencváros hat die Fans auch nochmal richtig heiß gemacht. Hier ist fast das Dach runtergeflogen nach dem Treffer. Also sehr gute Stimmung auf jeden Fall. Und jetzt noch eine kleine Trinkpause und dann geht es auch weiter für die Königlichen.
Wenn wir beim Thema Vini gerade waren, die Verlängerung wurde in Spanien ja auch durchaus diskutiert. Auf welcher Seite stehst du da? Verständlich oder eher auch Team, wenn einer ihn genommen hätte für 100 Millionen plus vielleicht, dann wäre ein Abgang auch gar nicht so verkehrt gewesen?
Ja, zumal sie ja mit Kylian Mbappé jemanden verpflichtet haben, der eigentlich auf der identischen Position von Vini Junior spielt. Das ist Mbappé, der Mittelstürmer bei Real, und Vini spielt weiterhin links. Über seine fußballerischen Qualitäten brauchen wir, glaube ich, nicht diskutieren, aber Real Madrid hätte das Geld auch gut und gerne mitnehmen können. Es war in der vergangenen Saison sehr schwierig zwischen Xabi Alonso und Vini, das haben wir gesehen, und er hat unglaublich viel Macht, gerade auch für schlechte Stimmung in der Kabine gesorgt, und José Mourinho soll mit ihm gesprochen haben, soll ihm auch gesagt haben, hey, wenn du hier bleiben sollst, ich hätte dich gerne aufgrund deiner fußballerische Qualitäten, dann musst du dich auch unter die Mannschaft fügen, beziehungsweise darf sich nicht für größer halten als jetzt hier das Wappen. Und deswegen ist es für ihn jetzt einfach eine entscheidende Saison auch, weil er war mal kurz davor, den Ballon d'Or zu gewinnen und davon ist er aktuell eben meilenweit entfernt. Trotzdem, er kann fußballerisch einiges. Das hat er bei der WM ja auch zum Teil gezeigt. Die Brasilianer waren insgesamt nicht gut, aber Vini Junior war dann schon einer der Spieler, die nochmal herausgeragt sind bei diesem Turnier.
Ja, und ich kann euch sagen, aus der Kabine sind José Mourinho und Vini Junior sehr vertraut, Arm in Arm rausgekommen, bevor es hier rausging. Also die zwei waren schon sehr eng unterwegs. Dann Kerry, wir gehen rein ins Spiel. Trotzdem hätte ich noch eine Frage an dich. Antonio Rüdiger, seine Rolle. Was können wir da erwarten in der kommenden Saison bei Real und Antonio Rüdiger?
Er hat seinen Vertrag ja schon im Juni verlängert und da gab es auch schon vorher ein Gespräch auch mit José Mourinho und der hat ihm auch versichert, dass er da eine wichtige Rolle einnimmt.